Betway, get way more.
Guys, let me tell you the story of my Awade Jollof. Mommy had to travel, and guess who she left in charge? My sister, Ifia. I nearly cried. Then Mommy gave her Gino Jollof tomato mix and whispered like a ninja.
You know our secret, right?
Ifia went online looking for recipes. I said yeah, but when she started cooking, the aroma, then I tasted it. Gino Jollof, so cool. Then our day came. My friends tasted my jollof.
What is going on here?
Say, my sister packed one for you.
Let me taste it. Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof tomato mix is made with a perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, fine herbs, and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Gino truly cares.
No money and payday is 3 weeks away? How do I fix this? Bank loan, account setup, long process. Nah, forget it. Let me see if Fafa can help.
That was Dada Joe before he called Fafa.
Yes, Fafa from Bank of Africa can sort you out fast. From engine repairs to school fees or side hustle support, Quick Fix Loan from Bank of Africa is here for you. Call 030-224-9690 or chat Fafa at boaghana.com and take advantage of the Quick Fix Loan for salaried workers offered at an unbeatable interest rate with no cash deposit required.
Promo is now extended to 31st December. T's and C's apply.
Hey, Fafa, wait here. Papa.
Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
Allez, allez, we shout hooray. Disneyland Paris, we're on our way. Buy Indomie noodles, take a look inside. A comic and a code is what you'll find. Go to Indomie Ghana, type it in. That's how easy it is to win. Flat screen TVs, PS5 also. So many prizes just waiting for you. Get all 9 comics, don't delay. You could go to Paris, get the 8. Indomie noodles will make your day.
Citi 97.3. More variety.
The city is alive on 97.3.
No matter where we are, Africa always calls us home. And here in Ghana, the call is clear: to power growth and create lasting impact. At Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, we are creating giants and connecting businesses. From financing bold energy projects to enabling cleaner, reliable power for industries, we are fueling Ghana's transformation. With our support, Gensa Energy is delivering sustainable energy that powers Goldfields operations, helping them move closer to cleaner, greener mining. This is a story of how we bring businesses together, create jobs, empower communities, and invest in the next generation. Stanbic Bank, delivering sustainable growth, creating impact. To learn more, visit stanbicbank.com.gh.
City 97.3. Accra.
There can be no other 97.3. No need to change. Keep it tuned to City. You're number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. City FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
City FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
City FM 97.3.
Unleashing the power of
This is City 97.3.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Mawo boy wale mawo no. E fonko bogbeno. Enyela yito ike pamo. E kukuranya bano. Mawo boy wale mawo no e fonko bogbeno. Enyela yito ike pamo
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Mawachepo, bioshele fenshona shia. Mawachepo, mahoshele fenshona shia. Enyela yito ike pamo eko kuranya bano. Enyela yito ike pamo eko kuranya bano. Come on.
This is the City Breakfast Show.
Hey, I am the Lord. Come on, the one who keeper thee. And I will hold you by my say, I am the Lord. The one who keepeth thee. The one who keeps you straight. Come on.
Perez Music with 6:33 being the time, 97.3 Citi FM being the dial, and the means is called radio. The City Breakfast Show, hashtag CityCBS. Fear not, I am with you. Somebody says, feel the fear but do it anyway. Sometimes the greatest antidote to fear is action. Because for everything you do, there's a what if, but sometimes just getting on with it. Get up, get out, and do it. That's what Lord Paul Barton said to us. Get up, get out, and do it. So there are three ways to overcome fear. First one is to get up. Number two, get out, because what you're looking for, what you're looking to change is outside your comfort zone. So long as you stay within the confines of what you're able to do, you don't really achieve much success. So beyond getting up, you must also get out there. So that's why sometimes we take the show out there. We go out there to explore what's possible. And then you get it done. There's a big gap between knowledge and action. And somebody says the biggest gap in the world is the gap between knowing and doing. So the best way to overcome that gap is to actually do. So what are we doing? Well, lots of things. We're bringing you the newspaper review segment shortly. We're bringing you headlines, condensing the stories, making sense of the news. We're also organizing around things that matter. So this Friday, the 28th, Saturday 29th, and Sunday the 30th, your favorite Channel 1 television and your relevant radio partner, 97.3 CFM, will be bringing to you the Agri Fair. We've spoken a lot about Agric, so we've gotten up, we've gotten out, and we are getting it done. Yeah, we're doing it. It's not a talk shop, it's a doing shop. So we're going to have over 150 exhibitors, indeed producers, it's not exhibitors, they're producing everything from vegetables to fruits, cereals and grains, tubers, and they have livestock and poultry, bringing all to the Ifua Southern Children's Park. And we want you to also put your money where your mouth is. Don't support Made in Ghana just by your mouth, support with your pocket. So let's come and buy things produced here in the Greater Accra region, in the Central region, in the Eastern region, and from the Volta region. These are farmers and farmer groups who have labored to bring to us a harvest. And we know the big problem of having access to markets, transporting their goods is always a challenge. So many glats, egg glut, rice glut, maize glut. Let's go and glut the gluts. So join us with your family this Friday at the Efua Sutherland Children's Park as we get up, we get out, and we get things done. It's called the Agri Fair, where culture meets innovation. In the meantime, Business Sense is brought to you by Stanbic Bank. At Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, we partner with businesses driving Ghana and Africa's growth. From energy to mining, infrastructure to trade, we finance the ideas and enterprises that empower economies. Our partnerships with market leaders in the energy, trade, and mining sectors prove that when ambition meets expertise, growth is inevitable. Call Stanbic on 0302-815-789 to speak to our CIB team or visit stanbicbank.com.ga to get started. Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, driving growth, creating sustainable impact. So we're starting off with a newspaper review segment. So many headlines. We're going to summarize, we're going to contextualize, and we're going to condense them into meaningful bits. Richard Alaska is already here with Caleb Kuda. The segment is proudly brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Sika Boom is reloaded. Save 500 cedis or more and stand a chance of winning up to 100,000 cedis in the grand draw. For every 500 cedi deposit, you get to win up to 5,000 cedis every month. Visit any branch of Fidelity Bank today. We have agent points across the country as well. Deposit in multiples of 500 and win big. The promo is on NLA's Caritas platform. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, Bernard. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
I want to say a special good morning to the good people of Galosota who we visited over the weekend to organize a few social and developmental activities, including a football match, and then also to inspect some projects and to hope to see how to support a very thriving community indeed. I'd like to thank the chief of the town, like to thank the headmaster of the Presby DA Basic School and the executives of the Galosota Development Association for the very respectful way they hosted us, loaded us with a lot of shrimp, crabs, fish, coconuts. I mean, they wanted to carry the whole world and put it on our head. We had to beg them. I mean, it was just incredible.
Yep.
So a big thank you, particularly to the Kalami Factory chief executive.
Thank you.
Who loaded us. You know what Kalami is?
So Kalami has landed.
There's a whole factory.
My God.
You know, I think the government must open Kalami Factory in all riverine communities.
Thank you.
Yes, very important indeed. So Richard Guy, let's start with you.
No, it means there's Kalami.
So the Ghanaian Times says this morning, GRA media to intensify tax reform education for compliance revenue generation. Also on the front page this morning, Afoko urges youth to speak up, shape political or national progress. And some other stories making the front page this morning.
So Daily Graphic is leading with reduced spare parts prices. Minister tells dealers. And President Mahama is assuring of construction of Tamale Water Project, which will begin next year, according to him. Other stories here as well.
Let me take you to the Chronicle. Supreme Court dismisses Blue Gold and Future Global Resources, affirms Heat Goldfield's right to Prestia Mines. There's something happening there. Also on the front page this morning, Springfield's $280 million investment deserves state protection. This is coming in from Kojo Poku.
Daily Guide leads with Irene Natoshi, and she says Ken is Ghana's answer to unemployment. And then other stories, Bogosu Prestia Mines, Supreme Court throws out application against Heath Goldfields.
The News Center says champion indigenous ownership. Springfield requires decisive government partnership. Also on the front page this morning, cover-up suspected in Prestia Bogoso mine death toll.
The Informer, government accused of legalizing galamsey through gold board. This is Professor Stephen Adair here. A candle court pans down as light wave sets record straight on healthcare data. Other stories here as well.
The New Publisher says dad kills daughter over food. Tragic story. I mean, things are happening in this country.
I hope it's...
Oh dear. Also on the front page, we're told world-renowned sculptor El Anatri. Yes, that's right. Stars
Amazing.
at ICOM Dubai 2025.
Solid.
Some other stories make the front page.
Beautiful. The prophecies of disasters and evil are enough. Use your offices to declare good things upon Ghana. This is a free anchor. And then this is Overseer newspaper. Accra Kumasi Highway will become central spine of Ghana's economy. Ato Forsen.
The Daily Post newspaper says First Lady interacts with St. Mary's School girls, donates learning materials and interacts with scholarship beneficiaries. Also on the front page, Ghana appointed as Vice Chair for 2026 and Chair for 2027 Kimberley process.
Nato, she is everywhere, including the Ghanaian publisher. She fires Accra MPP chair, labels allegations as reckless, and Gold Board CEO speaks at 2025 DPMC today.
The Inside says Professor Dai under fire over claim Gold Board legalizes galamsey. Also on the front page this morning, West Kenoforiata majority leader asking Alex Apenyo marking.
The New Republic, Sam Jonah Fire Salvo says Galamsey corruption sponsored by elite silence demands architectural revolution to save Ghana's cultural soul. Shadow deportation deal, AG's tactical disclosure bid masks deeper constitutional rift with U.S. pact.
The Ghanaian Point says senior high schools to produce their own meat. This is coming in from the president. Also, police arrest man over viral video of child given cigarette.
The Herald, DNPC officials exposed in Kevin Ocho and Springfield's $800 million debt bailout Kululu, it says, and retired officers' promotion to commissioner sparks anger among police.
The final newspaper I have this morning is the Economy Times. Says preparations for issuance of Ghana infrastructure bonds begin. The president's photograph makes the front page. Also, VAT reforms, traders clash with government over unfair system.
The Business and Financial Times domestic electricity tariff regime ranked among Africa's best performing. This is PURC study saying.
All right, I'll take you online. CCNewsroom.com is still on a Greek. Chinese expansion in poultry market is fueling the egg glut. Farmers are warning. What is the Chinese word for egg? It's called kroji. Charlie, you know, easy. A couple of stories on the OSP. We're told OSP and AG must cooperate and avoid tension. Yunusa Fuseni speaking. Also speed up high-profile corruption cases. Yunusa to OSP. Meanwhile, the Oforiata is running away from accountability, according to Yunusa Fuseni. He was speaking over the weekend. And then we're told that OSP to arraign Oforiata in 7 others today. In other developments, Ghana Armed Forces closes all Accra recruitment centers except Elwak. 2,000 pieces of furniture to be delivered to Ghanasco by December 31. This is the Minister for Education. And President Mama says HHSs to start poultry and livestock farms soon. We're keeping an eye on this. If you go to channel1newsonline.com, Sami Dakun says public pressure mounts on OSP due to hype. And then Cecilia Dapa's docket is with Iyoko, not OSP. This is Sami Daku speaking as well. Nigerian fugitive arrested in Ghana for murder of FRSC officer and daughter. And then Wa Technical Institute closed down after student riot. Meanwhile, Ghana Food Movement is asking us to hold politicians accountable for declining food security. This is in relation to galamsey. My journal online, Tadiosori is quoted. He says, Apenyo marking was one of the reasons why my client petitioned for Tokonu's removal. And this Chinese story is also here. Poultry farmers blame Chinese expansion for severe egg glut, warn of industry collapse. And then the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Edward, visits Ghana today. The High Street Journal is asking a question. Why is government pushing GMPC to go for a junk asset that others are running away from? So there are two resource-based stories this morning. The Springfield story, which is in the Herald and the Chronicle, and the Heath Goldfield story, which is a number of papers. So we'll try and organize the review around those two before we get into other stories. Sky.
Okay, so let me tell you about the Springfield story. You know, it's been in the news for some time now. The Herald has been talking about it. Today, the Chronicle says Springfield's $280 million investment deserves state protection because we hear the state...
So that's exactly the opposite view the Herald takes, where it says GMPC officials exposed in Kevin Ocho
and Springfield's $800 million debt bailout Kululu.
Okay, so let me tell you quickly about.
Two troubles, one God.
Let me tell you quickly about the Chronicles version. Jennifer Ambole writes on page 3 that energy expert Kojo Poku has urged the public to approach the government's ongoing discussions with Springfield Exploration and Production Limited with a clear understanding of the company's journey, cautioning that much of the current commentary is rooted in misinformation rather than fact. Now, according to him, government decision to lead negotiations that could result in the acquisition of Springfield's interest in the West Cape 3 Points Block 2 has sparked various reactions, but many critics have failed to appreciate the significance of Springfield's work as Ghana's first and only indigenous upstream operator. Now, speaking in an interview with the Chronicle, Mr. Poku stated that Springfield's role in the said block remains one of the largest and most ambitious indigenous investments in Ghana's petroleum sector, as the company and its partners have so far invested over $280 million into the project. Now, among the four upstream operations or operators, Talo, ENI, ECA, and related, and what is Springfield, the latter stands alone as the only wholly owned Ghanaian company pushing the boundaries to open the way for more local participation in the interest. Basically, what he's saying is that this is the only oil mining giant or exploration giant, if you like, within the space, and therefore it deserves government protection in order not to collapse.
Listen to the Herald.
Herald says the ongoing Springfield deal is similar to the Akufo-Addo government's failed attempt in 2021 to raise $1.65 billion to buy Aker Energy's 37% stake in the Deepwater Tunnel Cape 3 Points and its 70% interest in the SDWT, also known as Pecan Oil Fields. The well in question, known as Afina Sankofa Field offshore Cape 3 Point Block and West Cape 3 Points Block 2, Afina was one of the 3 wells drilled by Cosmos Energy in the area. So in the beginning, it talks about the Energy Minister, John Dinapo, mounting vigorous defense for a state-led takeover of the troubled Springfield Exploration and Productions Limited, but many, including Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, see the development as an attempt to bail Kevin Ottery out of a financial crisis he is facing. He is heavily in debt to both Ghanaians and foreigners, with many suggesting he should file for bankruptcy while his company Springfield Exploration and Production undergoes liquidation. It has been revealed that earlier this year, officials from Springfield and Explorco tried to value Springfield's assets between $433 million and $1.1 billion. But the Petroleum Commission, led by MFA Hardcastle, rejected the evaluation.
So the High Journal's angle is basically a question: why is government pushing GMPC to go for what they describe as a junk asset that others are running away from? And then just a quick summary: they say the government's bid to push GMPC to acquire Springfield's troubled West Cape 3 Points block is sparking concern, with experts warning it's a defaulted, legally reclaimable asset that risks political interference, hidden interest, fiscal recklessness, and undermining GMPC's long-term credibility. You can read all 3 stories and form your view. Still in the resource extraction sector.
Yes, so there are 2 other stories related to this particular space. The first one basically the sort of restates what the Herald has started last week in respect of some people who had died after allegedly going into the mines of Heath Goldfield and doing some things there. Now the Herald is suggesting that the number may well be 200 people who may have perished. The official figures that have come in from the company are something they come to close to 3 or 5 people thereabout. So we need some information on what exactly happened there. So the government has got to organize a press conference.
But there are some other stories around that.
Yes. So if you go to page 3 of the News Center, for instance, the story says the shadow of a far greater tragedy looms over Prestia Bogoso than authorities are willing to acknowledge. Now, even as Heath Gold Fields Limited reports only 3 deaths from the underground mine incident, deep-seated fears within the Prestia Hweni Valley community suggest that the death toll could exceed 200. We need official position on that.
Beyond the collapse, there's also some issue around some legalities over the mine.
Yes, so the Supreme Court has made a decision according to the Chronicle on this particular gold company. Page 3 of the Chronicle has the story by Benis Besse. It says the Supreme Court has unanimously dismissed an application filed by Blue Gold Bogoso Prestia Limited and his partner, Future Global Resources Bogoso Prestia Limited, seeking to overturn a High Court decision that affirmed Heath Goldfields Limited's acquisition of Bogoso Prestia mine.
But the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry has said something very, very important that is dear to Ghanaians. She has urged spare parts dealers to reduce the price of, car parts. She held a crucial meeting with the leadership of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, spare parts dealers and transport operators to address the persistent irregularities and recent hikes in the prices of spare parts across the major markets. The minister stressed that maintaining stable spare parts prices was critical for economic stability, especially given the link between spare parts costs and national transportation fares. Mrs. Osuajari reaffirmed the government's commitment to ensuring fair pricing, transparency, and stability within the trading and transport ecosystem. But interestingly, if you go to Swami Mazin, the cost of spare parts there is cheaper than it is in Abusoka, even though we have the ports here.
I think because Swami, they actually also make some of the parts, they remake. So Swami is more, Babuzoka is like a market where they sell. Swami is both a market and a manufacturing hub.
But the profiteering too is there.
In Accra,
it's too much.
Everything is cheaper in Kumasi. Chinese expansion in poultry market fueling egg glut. This is what farmers are warning. Daniel Sakite reports that the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association has raised alarm over increasing foreign involvement in the sector. My brother, describing it as a major contributor to the egg glut currently affecting producers across the region. According to the association, the situation is already impacting workers' salaries and pushing several local investments to the brink of collapse. The industry, which showed strong promise earlier this year, began to experience a sharp decline in June when farms, particularly those in Sunyai and the Bono region, started recording rising egg surpluses. Ali Mohammed, CEO of the association, said about 38,000 crates of eggs remain unsold, attributing the situation to growing foreign participation, especially by Chinese traders in the retail market. Jesus. He believes their involvement is squeezing out local producers. Now, I think this needs to be really investigated. He says, I believe every sector in the economy has the participants defined. And I'm not sure I can go to India, China, Ethiopia, and I'll be allowed to establish a poultry farm without the necessary regulation being checked to start just producing eggs. I know the resource sector of the economy is just purely meant for locals. And even if there's going to be a foreign participation, there are clear rules. What I have seen, I'm afraid, because these are people coming in with huge capital. I'm afraid our locals can't compete fairly. These are huge poultry farms around Asuchari area, Fete. The Chinese are not only in Galamsey, they are into poultry, he said. Charlie, this is like making the whole thing sound so bad. Charlie, to be honest, we need to discuss this in a very dispassionate way.
Yeah, because
a visit to the Blessed Farms, which keeps 1,500 birds and produces about 30 crates of eggs daily, highlighted the severity of the crisis. And then owner Marianne Mensah said demand had dropped sharply. And then basically all of them are complaining that the Chinese are doing the poultry farm on big, like they have more money and they are building it bigger.
So they don't want competition.
I don't know. One group also said that eggs were coming in from Cote d'Ivoire because the city has strengthened against the CFA. It was easier to bring in eggs from Ivory Coast.
But the price of egg is still very high. It's 60, right?
It's not very high. It's still average. They haven't reduced it.
60 CDs a crate or something like that.
Which is what it was almost a year ago.
Yeah, so if the dollar is now performing...
No, but to be fair, last year it was around 75. In some places, around 65.
And in June, people are selling a crate for 70.
I mean, my worry is it true that Chinese are in eggs production?
No, but if they are, do our laws prohibit them from going there? Is there local content, anything that restricts
and they are producing the eggs here.
Yeah.
They are not importing the egg.
Yeah, so
what's the problem?
And they will be employing Ghanaians.
We want to reserve that area too for the indigenous.
I don't know. Like, we have to talk. We have to decide what we want to do. Do we want cheap eggs or we want to? And but the Chinese, they also employ Ghanaians, or they employ Chinese.
Yeah, but maybe it may also be a question of the muscle they come in with, the capital.
Yeah, so maybe they should partner local.
To be fair, in every country, there's something called domestic support. You must give your local farmers protection. It happens even in Europe and America. So you cannot just leave your farmers for them to be competed against, particularly by importers and also by large foreign producers who may, because it employs people. So
we are more than 50 million.
My brother,
I don't think our farmers.
We are not more than 50 million. We are 33 million.
We are 33. Our farmers, are they in our poultry farmers? Can they feed all of us with eggs?
You cannot leave your local industry to be overtaken by foreigners. They can do car manufacturing, which we don't have the capacity to do. But egg production, Charlie. Do you know there are European companies even doing fishing on the Volta Lake? Chinese are in tilapia.
Are they employing Ghanaians?
That's not the point. the point is not about employing Ghanaians. It's about giving people business and supporting local economic development.
Well,
So
that's
it's not about just employing
That's a
Ghanaians.
valid point. Also about taking the money out when they make the profit.
Yeah,
isn't
Charlie,
it?
bro, you cannot sit down and say that because you want cheap eggs, anybody can come and produce egg. Otherwise, we'll be sitting here.
Exactly.
No.
Anyway, let me tell you about Professor Stephen Adai. He said something about what do you call it, illegal mining, and he's drawing a lot of fire. He's basically saying that the government through Gold Board has legalized illegal mining.
So that's the angle Informer has here.
Yes. So basically, the story is in the Insight newspaper, and he's made that claim, and Professor Steve Mantiel is fighting back. Policy analyst and natural resource governance advocate Dr. Steve Mantiel has dismissed as mischievous claims by Professor Stephen Adai that the establishment of the Ghana Gold Board effectively legalizes illegal mining, known popularly as galamsey. Now, according to him, Professor Adai's assertions reflect a fundamental misunderstanding of the purpose, mandate, and regulatory framework governing the newly established Ghana Gold Board.
All right. Now, GRA SML scandal, OSP to arraign Ofriatta, 7 others today. The OSP is in the news. I think they held a Twitter space over the weekend. So a lot of things have come out. But the OSP is expected to arraign 8 individuals, including former Finance Minister Ofriatta, today, Monday, November 24, in connection with its ongoing investigation into the SML revenue assurance contract with GRA. This follows the filing of 78 charges against Ofriatta and 7 others over their alleged involvement in a controversy. And in a statement on its Facebook page, basically the OSP announced that it will seek court orders to serve the charge sheet on accused persons currently outside Ghana's jurisdiction.
Well, the former administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund has pitched camp at Kennedy Japan's place, and she is saying that he is the answer to youth unemployment. She met the leadership of the Ashanti region, where she engaged delegates across the Ofori Krom, Swami Asokwa, and Menchia South constituencies, and she's been campaigning vigorously for the connected
People are
ticket.
saying that you are right in saying egg prices are so high in some places. And I think one question the farmers must answer is, if there's an egg glut, why haven't prices reduced the way they ought? And also, a lot of times when Ghanaians also say foreigners are doing better than them, sometimes it's the mindset of pricing and also the customer service. Because out on the program this weekend, we were saying that, people like buying from Nigerians than Ghanaians. Sometimes the Nigerians give better customer service.
A lot of the time.
So, should I give you some water?
Truthfully.
So we also need to balance protecting local industry with we ourselves doing better for ourselves.
Thank you.
You know, but that doesn't mean we should allow anybody with money to just enter any sector. That doesn't work.
There's something still happening.
You can't go and sell egg in China. So why should they go and sell?
I've not been there yet. I have to go and see.
Go. Ugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they call where they want for way if I buy it. It go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish Magobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand Magobe inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Sika boom. Fidelity Bank say save and win. Montio. Sika boom. Just deposit and begin. Sika every 500 CDs you keep for a month, you get 1 point all at once. More deposits, gets more points in. More points, more cash you feel win. How many points? 1 point every 500 CDs. What if you win? 5,000 CDs monthly. And the grand prize? Hey! 100,000 Ghana CDs.
Don't wait. Visit any Fidelity branch or agent nationwide to deposit in multiples of 500 CDs. The more you deposit, the better your chances to win 5,000 CDs monthly and 100,000 CDs in the grand draw. Terms and conditions apply. Win with us. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
Sika boom.
This is an NLA approved promo, now running on the Caritas Lottery platform.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Citi Business News Monday with Neil Atilati. Good morning, Neil.
Good morning, Bernard. It's the last week in November and the week for the November edition of AgriFair 2025. This is the breakfast edition of Citi Business News. The bulletin is proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex. Coming up, Citi slips marginally over forex demand pressures for import ahead of the festive season. Also in this edition, market tilts to another policy rate cut as Bank of Ghana's MPC begins its 127th meeting later today. Plus, second edition of Channel 1 TV's AgriFair returns this week. Preparations are advanced. All is set for a bigger exhibition and practical training clinics. I am Ni Latte. Details of our stories now. The Ghana Cedi is beginning the week with a softer footing on the interbank market, sliding to 11.13 pesos to the US dollar. The mild depreciation, though not unexpected, signals deepening pressure on the local currency as the annual surge in foreign exchange demand ahead of the Christmas trading season. Both businesses and consumers are bracing for price pressures on the back of this tightness in the FX market. More in the following report. Forex bureaus are quoting significantly higher levels. These parallel market figures are only the usual disconnect between interbank pricing and real-time market demand, particularly for traders preparing for the Christmas season. The cedi's depreciation at this time of the year is not unusual. Mind you, the last quarter consistently triggers a rush for foreign currency as importers replenish stocks for the festive retail boom. Talk of electronics, fashion items, beverages, household goods, and assorted consumer products dominating December imports and pushing demand for the dollar sharply upwards. Traders at major commercial centers also say import costs have risen faster than expected due to higher freight charges and reduced supplier credit. So they have been compelled to purchase dollars earlier than normal and even in larger volumes to avoid further losses should the cedi weaken again. With elevated import costs feeding into wholesale pricing, businesses caution that consumers may face upward price adjustments in the coming weeks. Why? Because they may be unable to absorb the currency-related cost pressures if depreciation continues into early December. The bottom line is the peak of the festive trading cycle is fast approaching and the seasonal dollar demand is expected to intensify whether the currency stabilizes or faces renewed volatility ahead of the Yuletide. What a better time to take you to the forex market where the dollar is trading at 12 cedis 40 pesos, the British pound at 16 cedis 30 pesos. That of the euro could be sold to you at 14 cedis 30 pesos. Be guided. These are average rates from forex bureaus and not the Bank of Ghana's interbank rates. Now, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana will later today begin its 127th meeting with early signals of another potential policy rate cut. The three-day meeting will assess the latest trends in inflation, exchange rate movements, fiscal performance, and overall economic activity. Expectations are high following recent signs of easing inflation and improving macroeconomic stability, conditions that could give the central bank more room to further reduce the benchmark lending rate to support growth heading into the final stretch of the year.
The committee convenes as the Ghana cedi has shown relative stability following a brief depreciation earlier in the year, an episode the BOG described as a market correction rather than a shift in the currency's broader outlook. Despite the cedi's stability over the past few months, it has begun showing marginal depreciation, partly driven by heightened demand for dollars ahead of the Christmas trading season. Inflation continues to ease with consumer inflation falling to 8% in October, supported supported by tight monetary policy, fiscal consolidation, and improved food supply. The rate is now below the year-end target of 11.9%. Economic growth remains robust. Real GDP, including oil, expanded 6.3% in Q2 of 2025, up from 5.1% in 2024. In September, the MPC cut the policy rate by 350 basis points to 21.5%, its second major reduction this year following a 300 basis points cut in July. Governor Dr. Johnson Nasiama said the moves aimed to stimulate credit growth, but cautioned that risk persists from proposed utility tariff hikes and ongoing currency pressures. With inflation below target and the real policy rate still sharply positive, analysts expect another 100 to 200 basis points cut this month. However, with the city showing signs of weakening amid seasonal forex demand, markets will be closely watching how the MPC balances economic recovery with currency stability. The central bank will announce its decision on Wednesday, November 26, 2025.
Netele Nete Ajaho with that report. Meanwhile, PricewaterhouseCoopers is advising the Bank of Ghana to act cautiously as it considers any adjustment to the monetary policy rate. PwC says although Ghana's growth outlook remains broadly positive, emerging regional security risks could complicate the country's macroeconomic trajectory. Country senior partner Vish Ashagbo tells Citi Business News the central bank must weigh both domestic and external risks carefully before deciding whether to cut or maintain the rate, which currently stands at 21.5%.
I would not be surprised if the rate was held at current level. Yes, we are seeing inflation coming down significantly. In fact, it has come down significantly. But let's remember that it's currently within the band. The Bank of Ghana targets 8 plus or minus 2%. So as I think I said sometime last week or the week before, there's room for a further reduction. However, as we also reminded this morning by the presentation from Fitch, there are still risks out there. So we proceed cautiously. At least that would be our thinking. So difficult to say. There are so many things that go into the decision that the committee makes. But I wouldn't be surprised if the rate was held. It would be good if it was cut, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was held.
Vish Ashagbo is the country senior partner for PwC Ghana. Away from that, for the 6th week in a row, investor demand for treasury bills has weakened, resulting in yet another undersubscription at the government's latest auction. Fresh figures from the Bank of Ghana showed that total bids amounted to 4.9 billion cedis, falling nearly 23% short of the government's 6.42 billion Ghana cedi target. Yields inched up slightly across all maturities. Now speaking to Citi Business News economic and fixed income analyst with Data Bank, Wilson Zilevu explained that the sustained undersubscriptions are partly due to the central bank's continued sale of its own bills, which is diverting banks away from treasury issuances.
It's clear banks' participation in the recent T-bill auctions is currently somewhat diluted. While this can be attributed to the non-competitive yields on these T-bills, much of the weak tender, I think, is also due to the Bank of Ghana's contractionary open market operations. Last week, the central bank read in approximately 16 billion Ghana cedis from its Monday and Wednesday OMO auctions.
That was economic and fixed income analyst at Databank, Wilson Zilevu. Moving on, poultry farmers are blaming the aggressive rise in foreign players in the industry for the deepening egg glut in the country. The situation, they say, is distorting market dynamics, leading to oversupply and falling farm gate prices, which increases financial strain on local poultry businesses. Some farmers are already reducing staff salaries, while others fear their investment may not survive if conditions continue to deteriorate. Daniel Sakiti has the rest of the story.
The Poultry Farmers Association says the industry, which showed early promise this year, began declining sharply in June when farms started recording growing egg surpluses, particularly in Sunyani. Chief Executive Officer of the association, Ali Mohammed, reports that about 38,000 crates of eggs are currently unsold, blaming the situation on the rising involvement of foreign traders in the retail market, which he believes is squeezing out local producers.
I'm not sure I can go to China today or India today or Ethiopia today. I'll be allowed just to establish a poultry without necessary regulation being checked to start just producing eggs. But what we've seen, I'm afraid whether our locals can compete and compete fairly. These are huge poultry farms. Around Azicheri area, around Fete area. These are huge farms.
A visit to Blessed Farms, which keeps 1,500 birds and produces about 30 crates daily, revealed the severity of the problem. Owner Marian Mensah says demand has dropped significantly, making it difficult to sustain production and meet daily costs.
These days they don't buy because they said the ones outside is cheaper. But the ones outside is the Chinese people, they are spoiling our market. It affects me because if you don't sell and you don't get money, you can't take care of your family.
Employees are also feeling the impact. Rita Doglo Venunye fears her salary may not be paid this month due to the slowdown.
This November, 2 weeks now, I can say that it has been difficult. So I know that it will delay my payment because the things that I will sell out so that they will pay me out in it is there.
Sector players warn that more farms could collapse if the trend continues. Jerry Otu Lakai of Lakai Farms, which also manages 1,500 bears, says many businesses are already struggling to survive.
If there's a glut and then the eggs are rotting at the farm, at the end of the day, the best two are there, you need to feed them. Where will you go to get the money to feed them?
Although President John Dramani Mahama has directed schools to procure local rice, maize, chicken and eggs, the association says it is waiting for final implementation modalities. It is calling for stronger government intervention to protect local poultry businesses.
We are making a follow-up, and we want to also put in to the buffer stock to understand the modalities, how the internet off-taking.
CEO of the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association, Ali Mohammed, ending that report filed by Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite. And now, yes, the highly anticipated Agri-Fair by Channel 1 TV is set for a major comeback this Friday, promising an even bigger showcase of Ghana's agricultural potential. Now, the 3-day fair runs from November 28, that's Friday, to Sunday, November 30, 2025. At the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park. Again, is going to be Ghana's largest exhibition and sale of fresh farm produce, bringing together farmers, consumers, agri-tech innovators, and what have you. Again, a key highlight of this edition is the training clinic, which now includes practical sessions in fish farming, poultry production, snow farming, and piggery to equip participants with hands-on skills and technical knowledge. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News. Our top stories and more on citinewsroom.com/business. Thanks indeed for listening. I am Ni Latte. Do have a good business day.
The Kakamotobi come out in the festive season, and they are as scary as our bills. But we don't want to miss out on parties, family, and festivals. Whether you say Akwaba, Maraba, Wezo, or Obake, EcoBank says tap into Vibes in the 5-star enjoyment promo. Be one of 10,000 lucky winners when you deposit multiples of 400 Ghana cedis or take a loan in multiples of 4,000 Ghana cedis to win up to 1.5 million Ghana cedis in cash and prizes. 1-year insurance cover, gift vouchers, and more. That's not all. Use your EcoBank card, mobile app, USSD, or POS to transact and enjoy up to 15% discount. Tap into Vibes with EcoBank. T's and C's apply. Bill shouldn't scare you. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
EcoBank will never call or text asking you to verify sensitive information like your PIN, Ghana card, or bank card information. Pay better attention to details.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. I repeat, or call 0244-644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Hey, Ruben, every 2 seconds notification. The Momo keeps on coming. It keeps on coming, eh?
Ma, I am the community Momo man now. People send money, and with the Momo app, every payment is done. My transactions are flying.
Hey, Adeng.
Ah, ma, you didn't know, eh?
Over 2 million Ghana cedis is up for grabs in the Stillman Saka promo. Transact more than 100 Ghana cedis with your Momo app, and you could win daily, weekly, and monthly cash prizes, and 100,000 Ghana cedis grand prize. And it's not just payments and money transfers. Bank to wallet transactions, savings, loans, investments, pensions, POS transactions, and Momo transactions from other partner platforms qualify. This promo runs in collaboration with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509 551 609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
October 2021, I give my heart and make I love. October 2022, they break my heart for my domo. I dey for backseat of my Rover. With my dealer, we dey talk about the moolah. But you dey for backseat of your Rover. With Anita, where you jump for Itaja.
If you're an office, a school, or a print hub, you don't need to buy a photocopier. You lease and print unlimited. That's what we do. Valex Lease Equip Limited makes this possible. From 983 Ghana cedis a month, you can lease a reliable multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited with free paper. We give you free toners, free cartridges, free repairs, free maintenance. Everywhere, anywhere you are in the country, will take care of you. So stop spending big on machines, paper repairs, and maintenance. Switch to Valex Lease and keep your cash for what matters most. ValexLease.com 0244644048. We have customized payment options as well. Affordable document management solutions is what you get at Valex Lease. The festive season is in. Bills shouldn't scare you because you can enjoy free cash from EcoBank in the 5-star enjoyment promo. Simply deposit in multiples of 400 Ghana cedis or take a loan in multiples of 4,000 Ghana cedis. Build points, enter a draw for a chance to win your share of 1.5 million Ghana cedis in cash prizes, including 1-year insurance cover, etc., etc. There is more. Customers who transact with their EcoBank card or use the digital platform enjoy up to 15% discount on rides, experiences, and events. So tap into vibes and be one of 10,000 lucky winners in the EcoBank 5-star enjoyment promo. Deposit more, enjoy more. We are running this promo till the end of January. T's and C's apply. We're doing this together with the NLA on its Caritas Lottery platform. Hello Ghana, are you a business owner looking for a smarter way to keep an eye on your shop, restaurant, office, or warehouse anytime, anywhere? Well, MTN Business Eye is here for you. Keep your business secure anytime, anywhere with MTN Business Eye. It's a smart surveillance solution that gives you total visibility and control. Okay? Get ya? Get this for your businesses and you'll be fine. It's powered by Wi-Fi, SIM connectivity, cloud storage, and solar energy, so your security never sleeps even when the lights go out. Enjoy 24/7 monitoring, real-time alerts, two-way audio, and reliable backup, all at affordable rates. Dial *5060# today and keep your business in sight always with MTN Business Eye. MTN everywhere you go. Kickoff is in is brought to you by Lesheho, Shell, and Polytang. Benjamin Nketiah is here to give you just that. Everyone wants better smartphones, better sleep, and if you own a ride, you definitely want better fuel. Shell brings you the new and improved Shell V-Power, Shell Fuel Save Unleaded, and Shell Fuel Save Diesel. It lasts up to 15 kilometers longer per tank. Get yours ready to experience the next generation of high quality performance fuel. Get yours now. Go to your nearest Shell station and fuel up with the new and improved Shell fuels today. Shell fuel saves simply better by far. And Shell Ghana is 15 years old. We've improved lives through our communities, our partners, and our customers like you. And so thank you. We're looking forward to the future with confidence, knowing that with us, lives will improve. Visit any of our branches across the country. Call 02700 4799. The Shell Ghana, 15 years of improving lives and still counting. And if you're considering buying a water storage tank for the house or your new building project in Getia, your new building project, talk to Polytank. Polytank is adding extra sparkle with surprise gifts just for you. Walk into any of their authorized Polytank dealer shops, purchase your original Polytank, walk away with a special gift. It's even better if you choose the Sumo or Sumo Super model, because you will get to receive an additional gift for the kids in school. Now that's what we call double. We have Hippo, Rambo, Sumo, and Sumo Super, with each built with the guaranteed quality Ghanaians have trusted for years. Don't compromise on quality. We don't ask for Momo payments online for delivery, so just stay alert. Buy from original dealers in person only. Polytank, Papano, and Kasa, Benjamin Nketia, kickoff.
Thomas Frank preparing another double change down below us. Capier dominant in the air against Richarlison. Marino to Trossard to Ebeyeze. This could be the hat-trick. Arsenal get their forwards. It's Ebeyeze's turn.
It was the Eberechi Eze show as Arsenal beat rivals Tottenham Hotspur by a resounding 4-1. In the Ghana Premier League, a half-time strike from Abdul Aziz sealed a hard-fought win for Swedro All Blacks in what was a dramatic weekend across the Ghana Premier League. We'll be giving you all the details in a bit. Kickoff is proudly brought to us by Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Polytank Ghana, and Leseho Let's Improve Life. Now let's get into the Ghana Premier League, and Karela United finally broke their 3-game winless run with a thrilling 3-2 victory over Basake Holy Stars. Now the TNA Park league leaders Midyama Sporting Club were held to a goalless draw by Bechem United, a result that denied them some breathing space at the top. When you go to the action on Sunday, Hoho United and 11 Wonders shared the spoils in a 1-1 draw. The big game of the weekend, Samatex versus Kumasi Asante Kotoko, also ended goalless. Despite failing to win, Asante Kotoko head coach Karim Zito says a point away from home is still valuable.
Coming here to play Samatex is so easy. You can do everything with Samatex outside Samaboy, but not in their down here. So I know it will be very tough for us, but I also urge my boys to be very tough and they make sure that at least if we don't win, we come out unscattered.
Asante Kotoko head coach Abdul Karim Zito. Elsewhere, Vision FC played out a 2-2 draw with Hearts of Lions. Nations FC beat Bibiani Gold Stars by 2-1, and then Young Apostles also played out a goalless draw with Accra Hearts of Folk. So lots of draws in the Ghana Premier League over the weekend. And then Dreams FC, they lost to Swedro All Blacks in what has been a torrid time for Swedro All Blacks since their return to the Ghana Premier League. Now that victory is their first in 6 matches. Here's head coach Ahmed Fathi reacting to the breakthrough victory.
I have to send a lot of thanks for my player, the Warriors, that they showed today how much they responsible about and how they understand the moments that we have in the league, and they work so much hard, and this is the result. And also we come here for all these supporters. They come before us, behind us, and support us until the last moment, like what you see. And for me, it's a great because a long time, we didn't win before out or away. So this is good chance to show ourselves and to say we are here. We can.
Suedro All Blacks head coach Ahmed Fati speaking. Let's get to the English Premier League, and it was a weekend of talking points as well. On Saturday, Chelsea, they began the day with a 2-0 victory over Burnley at Turf Moor. Liverpool struggles continued as they suffered a humiliating 3-0 defeat at the hands of Nottingham Forest at Anfield. After the match, manager Arne Slot took full responsibility for the team's poor performance and their poor run.
I want to emphasize one more time on the fact that I'm responsible for the current losses. When you are responsible when you're winning, but you're also responsible when you are losing, and that's why I prefer, although you ask me that question, not to talk about referee decisions or other excuses. I can never come up with enough excuses for us to perform. To have the results we have. That is far from good enough, and I'm responsible for that.
Now, in other results, AFC Bournemouth, they managed to rescue a 2-2 draw against West Ham United in the game they were losing by 2-0. Wolverhampton Wanderers fell by 2-0 to Crystal Palace, leaving them bottom with just 2 points at this point in the season. Brighton and Hove Albion beat Brentford by 2-1. Danny Welbeck still continuing his rich vein of form. And then Fulham Football Club beating Sunderland by 1-0. Sunderland still sit in 6th place. To wrap up Saturday, Newcastle United beat Manchester City and Eddie Howe is Newcastle United's manager. He shared a few strong words after their victory. When you move on to Sunday's action, Aston Villa cruised past Leeds United by 2-1 after a brace from Morgan Rogers. Then the North London derby, it delivered all the fireworks as Arsenal thrashed Spurs by 4-1. Eberechi Eze scored a stunning hat-trick, the first in the North London derby in 50 years. Let's hear from Eze, who says the goals were an answered prayer.
Special, man. I'm grateful again, man. That's what I prayed for. I prayed for it today, man, a hat-trick, and I got it today, so I'm grateful to God, man.
Did you have that feeling today? I saw you at the end, I saw you after your hat-trick goal, kind of pointing to the sky. Did you have that sense today that someone had a plan for you, someone was looking down at you?
That was the prayer today. That was the prayer today, a hat-trick, and God gave it to me, so
delivered.
Again, that's faith, man.
Arsenal midfielder Eberechi Eze. When you get to the manager side, Mikel Arteta also had a few things to say after the derby.
We certainly wanted to impose ourselves in every department, but it has to start that with that intensity, with the doers being very precise, because the space is limited. There's a lot of aggression on the pitch. They are a really, really good team, and yeah, we have to earn it. I think we started from the beginning really strong, really intense, creating a massive chance with Declan straight away, and we have to be patient. But we look very dominant. We scored 2 magnificent goals to start with, and then in the second half as well, we maintained the consistency. And even though there are things to improve, overall I think it was a great.
Now, Ghana's Kudus Mohammed, who plays for Tottenham Hotspur, also had a few things to say after the game.
Firstly, he's playing me in the position definitely I see myself developing in. And yeah, he demands a lot as well from me, everyone on the pitch. From how we play, you can see how we press a lot. Also offensively and defensively, as an offensive player, there's a lot you need to do more of the ball as well if you want to play. So yeah, still learning and then still trying to adapt to the style of play, me and the whole team, because we all just started this season together. So we're just trying to help each other and then help grow and understand each other even better. But yeah, it's been a pleasure working with him already, and I look forward to more times with him and then achieving a lot with him also. Amazing.
So Ghana's Kudus Mohammed speaking. When you get to tonight's action, Manchester United will be up against Everton Football Club. That game is at 8 p.m. When we take you to other parts of Europe, Elche held Real Madrid to a 2-2 draw. Atletico Madrid beat Getafe by 1-0, and then Barcelona were too strong for Athletic Club, beating them by 4-0. Ferran Torres scoring a hat-trick in that game. Villarreal also continued their strong start to the season, beating Mallorca by 2-1. In the Italian Serie A, Juventus continued to struggle, drawing 1-1 with Fiorentina. Napoli beating Atalanta by 3-1, and then it was the Derby della Madonnina, and then it was AC Milan beating Inter by 1-0. Inter Milan missing a penalty in that game. In the Bundesliga, Bayern overcame a 2-0 rough start to their game against Freiburg to win by 6-2, and then Borussia Dortmund and Stuttgart were involved in a 6-goal thriller. 3-3 is how that game ended. When you talk about Formula One, it was the Vegas Grand Prix, and it was Max Verstappen clinching victory in that particular one. We'll bring you a reaction from him in our subsequent bulletins. When you go to the NBA, some games were played last night. The Miami Heat are managing to beat the Sixers. The Hornets lost to the Atlanta Hawks. The Boston Celtics also beaten the Orlando Magic, and then the Clippers continue to struggle, this time losing to Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Raptors won. The OKC Thunder have still lost just one game all season, improving to 17-1 for the campaign, beating the Portland Trail Blazers. And then it was Luka Doncic, LeBron, and the Lakers taking on the Jazz, winning by one possession in that game. 108-106 is how that game ended. That's all for this morning's edition of Kickoff. I am Benjamin Nketia. Kickoff proudly brought to you by Shell, Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Politan Ghana, and Let's Share Let's Improve Life. The small sports at citysportsonline.com.
Politan is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Politan, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Politan we did
Always the best.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, we improve your life.
I'm telling you, my brother has scored more goals than Asamoah Gyan.
What? This is impossible.
Check the stats.
What stats? We can't start. I have seen everything from 1986.
Funny thing about us Ghanaians, we'll argue for 3 days straight, but numbers always settle the matter. So instead of just telling you about better fuels, let's do the math. The new Shell Fuel Save lasts up to 15 kilometers longer per tank. The new Shell V-Power cleans 100% of your engine's critical parts.
Now that's better by far.
The next time you think of filling up, choose new and improved Shell Fuels.
Politan is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Politan, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Politan we did
Always the best.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra,
achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. Have you ever asked yourself, am I paying everyone else before myself? The truth is, the most financially secure people do the opposite. Every time their income grows, they pay themselves first by increasing their savings before bills or any extras. That simple step compounds into real security. Petra can help you set this up and stay disciplined. Speak to a financial advisor by dialing *447*70#. Let's do life together. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
New Kivo Hot Pepper Powder. This advert is FDA approved.
Make a choice. Go for it. You need support to achieve. A new verse awaits you. The Republic Verse, where you're treated as uniquely as you are. Succeed, thrive, outshine yourself. This is our verse, the Republic Verse. Join the Republic Verse and big up. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
More Cerelac for your city, more goodness for your baby. What are we talking about? The new 300-gram Cerelac wheat pouch. It's the same great Cerelac you love, now in a convenient 300-gram pouch for easy refilling of your Cerelac tin. Get the new 300-gram Cerelac wheat pouch today to refill, save, and smile. More goodness, less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
This Christmas Eve, skip the ordinary and step into the extraordinary. Welcome to the Situation All White Party 2025, where the music never stops, the energy never drops, and the fun never ends. Celebrating grand style with great music, irresistible food, and an atmosphere that screams good vibes only. Date 24th December 2025. Venue Good Park near the Accra Mall. Time 8 p.m. till late. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Get ready for electrifying live performances from Kofi Kinata, Perez Music, Inchin Chin Band, and DJ Mingle. Wear your best all-white fit. Bring your dancing shoes and let's light up the night together. Book your tables now. Call 0205-973-973. It's Christmas Eve. Don't miss it. The Situation All White Party 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Bethel Logistics, and Hallmark Cafe.
Mom, please can I have some milk in my Milo? Have you tasted it? No. But I didn't see you add milk. Hey, taste it before you ask me any question. Hey, milk na say. This is Milo all in one. Milo Pampa, cocoa, malt, milk and show, everything is inside.
Milo All-in-One already comes with more milk. Just mix with water and taste the nourishing goodness of quality cocoa, malt, and more milk all in one sachet. Milo, the energy to go further.
This advert is FDA approved.
Whether you're buying watcher from your favorite spots in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for a MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
.42 City Breakfast Show. A couple of quick birthday greetings coming through. Happy birthday to Miss Margaret Ama Adobiabwa of the Pentecost University. May the good Lord protect and preserve you as He orders your steps. I don't know where the sender's name is. Happy birthday to my dear wife Amma Kranti Mansa, HR consultant, Peak Resources Consulting. My beautiful twin girls Era and Nana Mansa of International Community School, Accra. God richly bless you. Congratulations on your 18th birthday. This is from Daddy, Grandma, Isilfua, Gifty, and Parkojo. Happy birthday to Kirk and Kirsten Kudoto. Happy birthday from Kirk and Kirsten Kudoto to their father Mozambique Kudoto. Wishing our dear father good health and happiness.
Know this family, so we know their affinity, their love for Africa.
Cool. Yes. So Kirk and Kirsten wishing their father a happy birthday.
Yay!
Also wishing Kenneth Amponsa, Chief Risk Officer, UBA Ghana, a happy belated birthday from Fatima of Kamshi Center and beyond.
Yes, there's one here. Let me do this quickly for our own brother Paul, who says happy birthday to my dearest darling Selassie Kelvin Egbenya, who is my daughter. I'm celebrating you today because you are a gem for the family, a precious pearl, and you grow to become a star for the whole world. Happy birthday, beautiful girl.
Okay, here's another one. Happy birthday to Dr. James Atulinse, founder and chairman of JL Properties. Reigning Emmy Man of the Year and current president of Greta. This is from Dr. James Freeman of Fresh Look, wishing you a happy birthday.
And to my business partner, sister and friend Na Shoko, CEO of April Communications, coming in from George Kwe. I'm sure this is the Na Shoko we all know. So happy birthday to you, Na Ashoko, coming in from your friend George Kwe. And also from myself and here at the team. A few more happy for to our twin cuties, Elroy and Eliot Aite of Christland Community School of Angkor Barrier. Wishing you a day filled with laughter, fun, and all the favorite things you like. May God continue to bless you. Lots of love from Mom Thelma, ADB and your dad, Edwin, Access Bank. I think there should be a law against two people working in a bank marrying each other. Kindly wish our dear, stop becoming like that. Our dear brother Fifi Sapong, who turns 70 today. Happy birthday via the Citi platform. We wish God's favor, good health, and appreciable life for him. He's an amiable personality and he does it for all of us. This is from Ebo and SK Sapong to our dear father Fifi Sapong. Good morning, team. Please wish my dearest boss, Miss Dorcas Oseboachi of Nguti Memorial Institute of Medical Research, Legon, a happy birthday. May the good Lord grant her all her heart desires and continue to make her great. This is from Franca, her favorite. Good morning, CBS crew. Please help me wish a happy marriage anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. George Kluche. May the good Lord continue to shower them with fresh love from Mr. and Mrs. Moses Yevu Ashiaman More Creation. Happy birthday to a woman of grace, strength, and purpose, Mrs. Naomi Efua Otu. Her birthday was yesterday, and together with the children, Melvina, Ernest, David, and Lordina, I wish her long life, good health, and unspeakable joy. May you be empowered to transform your generation and beyond. We love you, and God bless you for being a good wife and mother. From Apostle Eric Kojo Otu Jr., the Lost Pentecostal Church International, Ashaiman.
When the weekend was the birthday of our favorite Uncle George, that's Besu Adona, Hammond's husband.
Okay.
It was electrifying. He turned 50, the golden 50, so we wish him a belated happy birthday, Uncle George. We love you.
All these greetings are sponsored by MasterCard. Let's talk convenience. Let's talk safety. We MasterCard, we make payments easy. You can buy anything you want to buy or shop locally and internationally with just a tap. You can also insert your card or scan. Leave cash in the past. Go to your bank and switch to MasterCard today and be on your way to something truly priceless. I'd like to say a big thank you as well to the team at Piva. They gave us 34 cans or 34 packs of beverages for our trip to the Volta region this weekend. I'd like to say a big thank you to the team for helping make our trip successful. Receiving money from your loved ones abroad should never be complicated. With CBG Money Transfer Services, you enjoy a fast, secure, and convenient way to access your funds abroad. Visit any CBG branch nationwide to receive transfers from leading world partners including Easy Remit, Western Union, MoneyGram, Ria, UnityLink, PayAngel, Transfast, TapTapSend, TerraPay, and Thunes. All you need is a valid national ID, phone number, and transfer reference number. Will ensure a smooth, stress-free experience from start to finish. You may call 0302 216 000 or simply email talktous@cbg.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your health? Don't let uncertainty weigh you down. Get the clarity you deserve with SynLab. We offer fast, accurate, and reliable diagnostic testing from routine blood work to advanced screenings. With over 5,000 tests and branches nationwide, SynLab delivers the trusted quality you've come to rely on. Our expert team uses cutting-edge technology to provide the answers you need so you can take control of your well-being today. Call 0302 763 580 or 059 380 4101. You can also visit synlab.com.gh for more information. Get on the property ladder with Afro Arab Properties. We do 1, 2, 3, 4 bedroom homes at East Legon Hills, Santor, Ashaliboche, Tema Community 25, Old Ningo, Amasaman, Apollonia, Maijo, and other places. Pay for your house within 5 years with no interest. Call 055 175 3231 or visit afroarabproperties.com for more information.
Let's power our morning. Kick-started with the irresistible chocolatey goodness of Twitsco. It's enriched with NF4, a combination of energy-boosting minerals and vitamins, including B vitamins, vitamin C, D, iron, and many more. It's going for just 2 Ghana cedis, so give yourself a treat. Your little ones also love them, so what are you waiting for? Just head to your nearest store, grab your Twitsco 20G sachet, 400G sachet, or 400G tin today. Twitsco, power your dream. Why travel abroad when world-class education is right here in Ghana? Lancaster University, Ghana is where you earn a British degree, develop your employability skills, and enjoy a campus experience that inspires growth and confidence. Gain practical skills, global exposure, and access to scholarships that make your dream degree even more achievable. Apply now to study with us. Our faculty are trained to UK standards right here in Ghana. Visit lancaster.edu.gh, direct us an email, shoot us one directly, admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. 0248-656-274 is the number to call. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. So what are you proud of? Listen, at First Atlantic Bank, we are proud to be crowned Digital Bank of the Year, not once, but 2 times back to back. This isn't just a fancy title. It's a celebration of our commitment and relentless drive to give you the ultimate convenience in banking, whether it's through our mobile app, internet banking, USSD, or any of our seamless platforms. We make sure your banking experience is truly safe, fast, and secure. Why settle for less? Join the Purple family today. Experience the true meaning of smart banking. 2-time Digital Bank of the Year back to back. If you enter your ear, follow our socials. First Atlantic GH, First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. All right. The Vita infant cereal with milk is making feeding time for babies 6 months and above easy. We have 3 delicious flavors: rice, wheat, and maize. And wheat, baby gets a variety of cereals. Vita infant cereal is enriched with Nutri-V, which contains 16 essential vitamins and minerals, including zinc, iron, and calcium. We recommend you only add previously boiled water, stir, and experience the joy of feeding baby. Yes, that's right. Vita is offering you value for money. Vita, good nutrition for a great start. Luck is everywhere. You can be a part of this lucky train. Just grab your phone and dial *712#. Choose option 1 to buy a ticket for yourself, option 2 to buy for someone else. If you want a system to generate a lucky ticket for you, go with option 1 again. If you prefer to choose your own ticket, please choose option 2. Confirm payment with Momo. You'll be in. TheLuckiestAfrica.com is where to register online, pay with Momo or with your card, and you'll be in. Luck is everywhere for everyone. The luckiest.
Ahead of the Agri Fair on Friday, we are bringing you some very interesting conversations around the agricultural value chain. The Greater Accra Poultry Farm Association is not happy with what they call increasing foreign involvement in the sector. They say it's a major contribution or contributor to the egg glut affecting producers across the country, particularly in the Greater Accra region. According to the association, the situation is already impacting worker salaries and pushing several local investors to the brink of collapse. CEO of the association, Ali Mohammed, said about 38,000 crates of eggs remain unsold. This is for Greater Accra, attributing the situation to growing foreign participation, especially by Chinese traders in the retail market. He believes their involvement is squeezing out local producers. Here's a report filed by Citi News' Daniel Sakite.
The Poultry Farmers Association says the industry, which showed early promise this year, began declining sharply in June when farms started recording growing egg surpluses, particularly in Sunyani. Chief Executive Officer of the association, Ali Mohammed, reports that about 38,000 crates of eggs are currently unsold, blaming the situation on the rising involvement of foreign traders in the retail market, which he believes is squeezing out local producers.
I believe every sector in the economy has the participant defined, and I'm not sure I can go to China today or India today or Ethiopia today. I'll be allowed just to establish a poultry without necessary regulation being checked to start just producing eggs. Yes. And because I know the retail sector of the economy is purely meant for the locals, not. And even if there's going to be a foreign participation, I think there should be clear rules being defined as to who and what kind of the level of participation. But what we've seen, I'm afraid, because these are people who are coming with huge capital from their base. I'm afraid whether our locals can compete and compete fairly. These are huge poultry farms around Azisheri area, around Fete area. These are huge farms. Huge farms. I'm telling you, the Chinese are not only in Galamsey. They are into poultry.
A visit to Blessed Farms, which keeps 1,500 birds and produces about 30 crates daily, revealed the severity of the problem. Owner Marian Mensah says demand has dropped significantly, making it difficult to sustain production and meet daily costs.
These days they don't buy because they said the ones outside is cheaper. But the ones outside is the Chinese people, they are spoiling our market. They said the big ones, they sell it 45, 40, 45. But if you buy quality eggs, it's good because you have to buy quality feed. It affects me because if you don't sell and you don't get money, you can't take care of your family. If they don't buy, our local ones there is because it's quality, it takes time. But if more than 3 weeks, you have to spoil it.
Employees are also feeling the impact. Rita Doglo Venunye fears her salary may not be paid this month due to the slowdown.
At times, we're expecting our eggs to be sold out. Meanwhile, the eggs are still there, whilst other ones are coming. So with that, it has been packed, and people don't normally come as they usually do. This November, 2 weeks now, I can say that it has been difficult. So I know that it will delay my payment because the things that I will sell out so that they will pay me out in it is there. So what do I expect to pay me with? So I'm just praying that getting to December, God will do miracle.
Sector players warn that more farms could collapse if the trend continues. Jerry Otu Lakai of Lakai Farms, which also manages 1,500 bears, says many businesses are already struggling to survive.
It will collapse. Most people, farmers, have even sold off their birds because they can't even feed them. If there's a glut and then the eggs are rotting at the farm, at the end of the day, the birds too are there, you need to feed them. Where will you go to get the money to feed them? This is a big challenge that we are facing as an industry. I can count about 10 to 15 of the farms that have shut down.
Although President John Dramani Mahama has directed schools to procure local rice, maize, chicken and eggs, the association says it is waiting for final implementation modalities. It is calling for stronger government intervention to protect local poultry businesses.
We are making a follow-up, and we want to also put in to the buffer stock to understand the modalities, how the internet off-taking from our members. Is it going to be like if I'm in Central? What it means is that secondary schools within Central region are going to take from us. If I'm within Western, is that how secondary school, lower primary and those things? We want to understand the modalities.
So there are two big questions here which I want to deal with. If there is an egg glut, why are egg prices not coming down? In the report, one of the women said the Chinese sell the egg at 40 to 45. I don't know where they sell the eggs at 40 because I bought eggs at my shop. I usually buy eggs, 1 crate per week or something or whatever. I got 60 cedis.
I bought last week for 65 cedis.
So Ghanaian egg producers, first question to you, if there's an egg glut, why hasn't the price come down? Number two, should we be concerned? Is it even fair for the egg traders in Greater Accra to blame foreigners, particularly Chinese? I think in a way Chinese have become the easy target for a lot of people, generally speaking, without going to the merits of the matter. I think generally when somebody wants to generate some level of antipathy, they will say, oh, the Chinese, they are into this, they are into that. I think each must be looked at on a case-by-case basis. Clearly in Galamsey, there are some areas where you can accuse them, but even that is with local connivance. But I'm a bit torn on the egg situation because we've done egg reports from the Bono region. I've interviewed the Bono egg guy. He never mentioned any Chinese. He said to me that the reason they were having problems was that since the city began to appreciate, the CFA has been more affordable. So people are bringing eggs from Cote d'Ivoire into Ghana. And don't forget, Ghana's egg hub is Bono, particularly Doma, which is the border town. So his point was that the people were bringing in the eggs from Cote d'Ivoire, and those eggs were cheaper than the Ghanaian eggs. That's what
smuggling in, or they were importing.
He didn't say.
Okay.
So to hear the Greater Accra Association chair and his members blame Chinese. I find a bit interesting. So which means that if the Chinese have poultry farms, then they have it in Accra. Maybe that's where they are blaming the foreigners. That's number one. Number two, it's one thing complaining about eggs from Cote d'Ivoire coming into Ghana to make locally produced egg more expensive. But if the Chinese are producing the egg in the same Accra that you are producing the egg, how are they able to sell it cheaper? So should we be worried about the claim, or should we? It's some way. It didn't sit well with me.
Bernard, I don't think that the claim is without basis.
Okay.
This is the person who heads the association of the farmers in Greater Accra. So I would approach his claims with a certain legitimacy. Okay, and these are also, some of them are business people. The first question you asked was why prices of eggs have not gone down despite what appears to be a glut.
True.
What we are calling glut is not necessarily a glut in the strict sense that they have produced more than ordinarily they would.
Good.
And so the expectation is that there should be a drop in the prices. What is, so one thing, the Citi has appreciated against the dollar. That's a good thing, but that does not automatically translate into a cheaper or a more cost-effective way of doing business. Doing business is still expensive. In any case, your cost of production when the Citi was 15 against the dollar, as against now, you're going to sell your things. If you look at the time, you're going to sell your things at 12 Ghana cedis per a dollar. That in itself is
if you're an exporter,
especially so and even local producers. So that in itself is a cost to you.
Yeah.
So the fact that you may have run a bit of loss there. Now, the fact that the once again the Citi is appreciating doesn't automatically translate into a cheaper cost of business in Ghana. Your operational costs are there,
which is why it's easier to get eggs from Cote d'Ivoire cheaper.
Which is why they cannot, the local farmers, they cannot reduce the prices of the eggs as we expect, because their cost of production is still expensive. It's still
because
high.
The feed is still important.
Yes, the cost of doing business is still high.
But let me push it. If the Citi has appreciated against the dollar, that means that if you are buying one bag of soya bean feed for $1, that dollar is now cheaper. So your cost of producing your poultry technically should be cheaper.
Not in the strict sense.
Equal.
Okay. So when you say all things being equal, so that's more forward looking.
Other things being
that's
equal.
More forward looking, because some of your costs are coming from months back. But that being the case, this complaint about the Chinese, in as much as it could have been done in a more tasteful manner or in a more diplomatic manner, I guess the bottom line is that the force the Chinese come into industry with, they've got cheaper financing from their government, cheaper labor, they have better economies of scale. We don't have that in Ghana here. And so they're able to reduce prices, and so they're going to create a pricing depression for us. And then that will affect demand.
That's
because the average exactly.
But the question is, what about your consumers? Aren't your consumers happy to buy eggs for 40? Or the Chinese are not selling? Because the claim by the woman in the report was that the Chinese were selling the eggs at 45. I don't know where to buy eggs for 45. And I'm sure if I announce that they will sell eggs 45 at
I don't think we should be encouraging.
People will come. No, but we also have to balance between affordability, because there's also a conversation about the cost of things in Ghana. So Kakra, if you have a glut of a product, technically, basic economics is that when the supply outstrips demand, prices fall. Except in Ghana.
But this supply is not happening through the ordinary market forces. This supply is happening because people are taking advantage of the arbitrage profit and bringing in eggs from CFA because the CFA against the dollar has now more value.
So what I'm saying is that if Ghanaian producers are producing 5 eggs and then we smuggle in another 5, or we smuggle in 4 and the Chinese produce 1 to make 10.
If we make a decision...
I'm just going to give a point. The fact that there's more supply means price should come down.
But we have to... You see, when we just say the fact that there's more supply, when you interrogate it, that's why I said... That's why I said what appears to be a glut. There isn't necessarily more supply from the part of local producers. And so it will be unfair to expect them to drop their prices to the competition from
Kakra,
Côte d'Ivoire or from the Chinese producers.
I separate production from supply. So maybe the Ghanaians are producing the regular eggs they produce at the same cost. They can't reduce their price. But I'm saying that if the Ghanaians are producing 5 out of 10, and then people are smuggling in 4 out of the rest of the 10, and the Chinese are producing in 1 out of 10, that means the 10 out of 10, half of that is cheaper. So generally prices everywhere, because the theory of pricing...
No, but which ones are people buying?
But you give me a second.
Okay.
I'm saying that if there was only 5 crates of eggs in the town, and they were selling at 60 cedis, once we have 10 crates of eggs, and somebody's selling his egg at 4, someone selling his egg at 5, the average overall price should come down. Do you know what I'm saying? Not the price for the guy producing the local 5, but the overall price in the market should become down, because it forces. That's why demand and supply are called forces. They force a price change. So if you have a crate of eggs you are selling, producing at Amania farms, if a Chinese is your neighbor selling at 45 and you are selling at 60, you may be forced to sell it at 50. So that you don't throw your egg at the 50, 60 price away.
Granted, but here is the case that if they are going to drop their prices to the levels of those who are bringing in cheaper imports, or those who are producing at cheaper with financing from their government and labor and etc., then what you're going to do is they risk running out of business.
Yes.
Because then it affects their cost of production and their cost of doing business.
Between two evils. Do you keep those eggs to get rotten, or do you sell it at a lower price so you get something? So
that's a decision
that's the challenge they face.
The business person
so now,
has
if somebody's selling eggs at 40, and I'm not sure I've seen any eggs sold at 40, I bought egg at 60. I want people to tell me where I can get egg at 45 so I can buy. That's one. But that also means the egg must be produced here. Number 2, how are the Chinese able to produce eggs at 45?
I disagree with the statement you just made.
Okay,
and for me,
tidy it up for me.
So for me, I don't think that it's that simple. The issues involved are not that simple. The market forces are not naturally occurring. You see, because one thing we talked about, this is the importation of cheaper alternatives, or the foreign production right here that creates a cheaper alternative. That if that continues and there's no regulation to set things in the right order, we are going to end up pushing the indigenous producers out of business.
Maybe as well it's a distribution issue, because some egg farmer is telling us right now that in his farm regular eggs are selling at 50 and 38. So maybe the middle person who goes for those eggs adds a markup to make it 50 and whatever. So
I think the last time you interviewed somebody like that.
It's possible that the reason the Chinese is supposed to sell at a cheaper price, maybe he has his own distribution outlet.
Yes.
But this local farmer produces eggs and sells to the market queen or whatever distributor at 38. The person may still sell it at 60. So you're right. We need to probably look at, maybe the Ghanaians are not benefiting because their middlemen are giving them a low price and still selling the egg to us at the high price.
So the middlemen would ordinarily mark up.
Yes, which is why we are saying the farmer himself should come and sell at the agri fair. That's what we are saying. We are saying, don't give your egg to
a middleman who's going to market up.
Because if you give the egg to the middleman at 38, he may have storage, so he can decide that he will sell it at 60. But if you find a way of coming to the agri fair, you can even sell it at 40 and we'll still buy it. That's the idea we are. So let's break in and bring Edwin.
And so can I just quickly say, so you have the local pride, the Ghanaian pride, which is the indigenous production, and then you have the good prices. So your best bet is indeed to come to the
But don't forget that when we say buy made in Ghana, we don't differentiate between whether it's made in Ghana by a Chinese or a Ghanaian.
No.
It's made here.
Thank you.
So we need to be careful. Made in Ghana doesn't mean made by black people.
Thank you.
Certainly.
So because I buy cables from companies, or I will buy cement, or I will buy steel, they are Ghanaian companies. B5 Plus may not be owned by a Ghanaian, but it's a local company. Do you understand? Because the family.
But you said at the end of the day, profits and revenues are exported.
I was joking. Let's take one
that's
See, if they're a company like Melcom,
thank you,
or a lot of these companies that may have Lebanese or Indian owners,
Italian owners.
Look, I went to a program last week. Even one of the construction companies, the company has been in Ghana since 1964. You can't tell me that it's a foreign company. 1964, their great grandfather started a company. All the children go to school in Ghana. I mean, they even speak
No, but some of them have naturalized them.
So my point is that
I get the point.
We have to be, for me, produce it in Ghana. That's why Trump will say they are taking our jobs to China. Where you produce it is the issue. They can even be producing the thing in China with American managers who, by saying that they are taking our jobs to China, because where you produce is where you create a job. So for me, this indigenous thing is about producing it physically here. I don't agree with importing an egg from China to bring it to Ghana. But if a Chinese man can set up an egg factory in Asuchuari, even with his government supporting him, why not?
And he doesn't violate the GIPC Act,
if he's selling the eggs for us to get at a good price, we should buy it. We should learn from him how he's able to produce the egg at 40.
And do better.
Yeah. So for example, if a Chinese man has a farm at Asuchuari producing vegetables, and he sells in a normal Ghanaian mall, why shouldn't we buy it?
Can I just steal like 5 seconds of Edwin's
Today
time and ask you a question?
Yes, ask me.
Why is it that why don't we perceive products or goods produced by Ghanaians in Ghana as quality and merit the prices that they are given? We do that with foreign goods, but when it comes to Ghanaian goods or Ghanaian locally produced goods, we have an expectation that it should be cheaper because it's made right here.
Let's discuss that when we come back.
Yes.
You are raised another issue. It's 10 minutes past 8. Oh God, how did we get here? Tech and social media trends. And by the way, today, Monday, we also have EdTech Monday. So we have a lot of things to do today. Caleb, who is sponsoring?
Tech and social media trends is brought to us by Telecel and First Bank Ghana. We want to say congratulations to some of our winners in last month's Use and Win promo. If you simply use your First mobile app or star 894# for your everyday transactions, you stand a chance of winning up to 500 Ghana cedis cash every single week. You can download the app and then use it. You can open an account with the app, and so we are inviting you to stand a chance of winning 500 Ghana cedis every week. Call us on 0596921921 for more information. First Bank you.
Edwin, I'm really sorry for taking your time.
It's
Egg
fine.
matter.
Apologies.
Yeah, I'll just rush through the trends.
Yeah.
We start with some football trends. Who is Eze? Is trending because prior to the North London Derby, during the pre-match post-conference, Thomas Frank was asked about Eberechi Eze, and then he asked, who is Eze? So after, obviously, Eze scored a hat-trick in the North London Derby for Arsenal against Tottenham, and he was brilliant throughout. And who is Eze is trending because of it, and everyone is saying, do you know Eze now? Because of his performance. So yeah, that is a big trend on social media. Also trending is Liverpool and Slot. So there are calls for Slot to be fired after Liverpool's 6th Premier League loss of the season.
It's a spiritual problem.
So the 3-0 loss to Nottingham Forest is the joint highest defeat ever at Anfield for Liverpool. So the
we haven't lost more than 3 at home.
No, more than 3
more
goals.
Than three goals at home.
Difference of 3 goals. So
what is the problem?
There are questions of his tactics.
Is it the way we bought? No, maybe we have to go and pay Newcastle some money. The way we bought the player, maybe they do something. Hey, my brother.
There's a lot going on.
It becomes serious, though.
There's a lot going on.
I think Jogo Justice.
That's one big reason.
I think many of the guys haven't yet.
Yeah, there are some are still mourning
because it's tough, you know.
Yeah.
Because we recently heard from Andy Robertson when they qualified for the World Cup. Yeah. He was the first person he thought about, and it's the same for a number of the players in the team as well. But Slot's tactics are not helping.
The tactics are also not helping.
They are also not.
In addition to whatever emotional.
Exactly.
Oh Lord.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a big trend. Now we come locally to someone who does not shy away from controversy. Shatawale. He's been trending all weekend and this morning because of a beef with Erica Nana Ikia Apiahema, who is called Highest Eri on Twitter. So she was formerly of Hits FM. So she was recently appointed the PRO of Medical's Beyond Control label. Right. And we know Medical and Shatawale are very close collaborators. But she has previously made snide comments about Shatawale and his fans in the past. And one thing they are pretty upset about is her apparent comments on their personal hygiene or lack thereof. Yes, so he wasn't too happy about it. Took to TikTok and other social media platforms to. Yeah, he really went at her, insulting her. We know how Shatawale does. Even referred to her as a sex worker at a point. Yeah, so it was pretty bad, the back and forth. She resigned from the post as PRO just to sort things out. But then they've been continuing their arguments online. And of course,
Ghanaians, we love
the level
controversy.
of responsibility we see online these days.
Seriously.
Look, I think we need a dedicated court, yeah?
Online court.
Yeah, that's right. Because honestly, Bernard, it's just too much.
Getting out of hand.
People think they can go and sit online and say anything they want and get away with it.
Finish you, Charlie.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that?
They'll watch you, put also Charlie, and they'll add your parents and your grandparents.
Can you imagine?
To it, Charlie. When they finish, they'll go and drink tea.
Half the time, you don't even know who you are talking about because
Charlie.
you had heard something somewhere.
But people too like it. People like watching it.
Yes, they do.
That's the more reason they have to pay the price.
The original sin is what they do. But the other thing is that many people you know who you trust, when they are working half time, they'll take the phone. Hey, is it true? Hey, Sky. Hey, it's Anna Sky here. Then he'll forward it to his friend.
Can you imagine?
They say Sky is doing something. This matter.
It's
serious.
That we need to do something about it.
There's no demand for it. There will be no supply.
The reforms.
The demand.
Yeah, the reform. No, when you start punishing them properly, in the UK and other places,
also enjoy these things like that.
Well, because we like gossips. You know, we want to hide in a corner and talk about somebody. You know,
if one day we will audit what people watch at work, the kind of insults they like consuming, it will shock you.
It's sad
because people see it as very beneficial. A number of people who have gained popularity or notoriety from trolls and attacking people have become very big influencers.
You know what's even sad? Somebody can say something utterly scandalous about a person, unverified, and responsible or so-called responsible people will forward it and say, "Hey, have you heard?"
Can you imagine?
So, Charlie, anyway.
One final trend before I go to
one of these fine days.
You go to God.
One of these fine days.
You go to God.
I'm not saying it. I'm just one of these fine days.
God. I'm for court here.
About 4 years.
There was the court made for man or man made for court.
So there were a number of very uncomfortable videos shared from Wendy Shea concert, which have sparked conversation about consent and sexual harassment of girls and women at these public concerts or public events. So there were videos of women pressed up against barriers by men who were being groped and and they were shared.
Didn't they send security to the place?
There was security, but no one was focused on the crowd. There was one particular one where a police officer reached into the crowd and pulled out a girl who was very uncomfortable in that situation. He asked her if she wanted to be pulled out, and she consented, and he pulled her out. But it's not just this concert. There have been a number of concerts with similar videos.
We take so many things for granted in Ghana until something tragic happens. Crowd management, consent, even language that we use. We organize events, we don't prepare for parking, nothing. If something happens and people die, then we just go and visit the people and communicate, and we continue with our lives. We need to start taking ourselves more seriously. You know, to have a concert of that size, a few police people, it's not right.
And you know, Bernard, you've made a fantastic point. But beyond that, what needs to happen is that the police administration, seeing all of these videos, they have got to investigate to establish whether the ladies in question were actually consenting or they were being assaulted by these guys. And they must be held accountable where the proof is that they actually did that without the necessary consent. And beyond the issue of consent, I mean, a lot of our young people these days are living on all kinds of drugs.
Charlie.
Right? And they find themselves in public places and they think they can do anything and just get away with it. It's not right.
That's why sometimes the police go and catch the Bekwe people too. It's affecting the thing, you know, because Charlie, they smoke their thing and they do things.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we say to bank baby, no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see crap, yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
you first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans and eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Mom, please can I have some milk in my Milo? Have you tasted it? No. But I didn't see you add milk. Hey, taste it before you ask me any question. Hey, milk na say. This is Milo all in one. Milo Pampa, cocoa, malt, milk and show, everything is inside.
Milo All-in-One already comes with more milk. Just mix with water and taste the nourishing goodness of quality cocoa, malt, and more milk all in one sachet. Milo, the energy to go further.
This advert is FDA approved.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community could win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Hello, I am Teacher Jane. Are you Eric's mom? Yes. Well, today in class, he kept challenging me about a certain point for more than 5 minutes.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry, Mommy. I love his confidence. Our world needs more people who can speak up, so well done.
Oh, thank you. Confident, curious kids will change our world. Nido, especially formulated with iron, vitamin C, and A. Nido, your love, their future. This advert is FDA approved.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509-551-609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
This November, elegance comes alive at the Ambassador Ballroom of the Movenpick Hotel, Accra. Experience a night of fine dining and classical artistry with Guy Bertrand K, Kokui Selome, and the Afro Maestro Orchestra. Enjoy a luxurious 4-course dinner with wine pairings crafted to perfection. Tickets are 1,800 Ghana cedis, but grab your early bird for just 1,500. Join us on Thursday, the 27th of November at 7 p.m. for a celebration of music, culture, and pure sophistication. Reserve now. Call 020-433-3136 or 0302-611-000. The Movenpick Classical Music Night, where every moment is pure elegance.
used to stress about where to receive my Abro Tracy car and always used to doubt whether my friend has really sent it.
So I asked a friend of mine and he said his wife used to have similar challenges until she decided to receive money transfers from CBG.
Well, I can relate because now I receive my money from CBG. It's so simple, fast and secure with no delays and no hidden fees. And I must say, life is now feeling good.
Stay connected to your loved ones no matter where they are. With Consolidated Bank Ghana's money transfer services, you can receive money quickly and securely from abroad, whether through MoneyGram, Western Union, PayAngel, TransFast, UnityLink, RIA, EaseRemit, Thunes, TapTap Send, and TerraPay. Cash out your way any day with Consolidated Bank Ghana. Welcome to the good life. CBG, we stand with you.
We stand with you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Is that not my daughter's picture and name on your school's billboard?
Oh, yes.
But why? Is that how things are done?
Oh, madam, but I thought you would be happy to see your child's picture on display by the school. She's a star.
Star for what? Look, take that billboard down right now. My child and I need to know when our personal information is being shared, how it is shared, and what it is used for in any organization. It is my daughter's personal space and her privacy matters. Why would you do that?
Madam, please, exercise patience.
Assert your privacy rights. Request erasure. Restrict the use of your information. You can give and withdraw consent to the collection, usage, and disclosure of your information from any organization. It's your rights. It's the law. Privacy is everyone's responsibility. To learn about your rights and more, visit www.dataprotection.org.gh or call 0256 301533. Remember, privacy is personal.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
(26:08). Your SG Ghana Visa card can do way more for you. It's your key to smarter, more convenient payments. Pay online for meals, shopping, fuel services, and more. And make quick payments on POS terminals using your card. With your gold and platinum cards, you get even more value. Exclusive or whopping discounts at selected vendors. Don't have a Visa card yet? Well, visit any SG Ghana branch today across the country and get one. SG, the future is you. Are you planning that big end of year service or must attend events? Don't let communication slow your momentum. With Vigal Vision's voice and SMS services, you can reach thousands of people in just seconds. Send personalized voice messages, instant reminders, event updates, and registration confirmations, all with one click. No internet, no problem. Wigal's reliable USSD voice and bulk SMS platforms keep everyone connected anywhere, anytime. Call 054-664-1768 or go to wigal.com.gh for more information. For 20 years, Desjoyer Ghana has helped families turn houses into homes with pools that bring people together. Whether it's weekend fun, fitness, or relaxation, a Desjoyer pool is built for memories that last a lifetime. We've built your dream pool in just 18 days with our world-class French filtration technology. Your pool stays crystal clear, safe, and easy to maintain. Call 0202-601-650 or visit www.desjoyauxgh.com for more information. Our stories are all different. For some of us, it's the thrill of chasing your dream of opening your own shop. For others, it's how you are able to tap their phones and pay for watching with no stress. Whatever your story is, Absa is ready with digital solutions, travel insurance, free international debit cards, flexible payment options on loans, and countless other perks that actually match your ambitions. So whatever chapter you're on, Absa says, we see your story. Your story matters, Absa. Save up to a whopping 50,000 cedis depending on the vehicle you buy from VW today. You can acquire a brand new German machine with your used car budget. Call or WhatsApp VW on 025-638-6896 for more information about our range of models, including the T1, the Touareg, the Terramont, the T-Cross, and the Amarok. Drive VW, drive local.
Let's talk about getting a loan in 60 seconds. That happens with Easy Cash from Zenith Bank. Simply dial *170#, select option 5. That's financial services. Then option 3, loans, and option 6, Easy Cash. With Easy Cash, no collateral is needed. Apply today. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Kickstart your day with the irresistible chocolatey goodness of Twitsco. It's enriched with NF4, a combination of energy-boosting minerals and vitamins, including B vitamins, vitamin C, D, iron, and many more. At least at just 2 Ghana cedis, you can treat yourself and your little ones to a rich, delightful, chocolatey taste of Twitsco. Empower that dream. What are you waiting for? Head to your nearest store and grab yours today. Twitsco, power your dream.
A couple of comments on the egg situation I'm going to bring up before we go back into the discussion. So what are we talking about today? The Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association is complaining about what they describe as an egg glut. And they are blaming foreign participation, particularly by Chinese traders in the retail market or Chinese producers. We spoke to Ali Mohammed, who said about 38,000 crates of eggs remain unsold, attributing the situation to growing foreign participation. Let me read a few comments. Selassie says, Bernard, it's the middlemen. They buy their eggs for about 40 cedis and sell above 60. What I don't get is the sole reason for the price hike in the past was the cedi to the dollar rate at 17. Now we hear other reasons to keep the price up in spite of the glut and stronger cedi. Then here's another one from Apia. Bernard, good morning. I've been following the discussion on the egg issue. The cedi appreciation makes imported eggs from neighboring countries cheaper. Imports from ECOWAS states do not breach any law. The real reason is the high cost of production in Ghana. Egg input costs for poultry have not reduced, even though the cedi has appreciated. Local producers struggle to compete with eggs from neighboring countries under these conditions. The focus on the Chinese is a distraction. If Chinese producers operate in Ghana under the same market conditions, we must ask why their eggs sell at lower prices. There is also the question of whether those eggs are produced through methods like growing eggs from labs that need closer examination. On the demand and supply side, higher egg availability suggests more layers in production. Prices of layers should fall between now and Christmas. If this is not happening, then something is wrong somewhere and we must be told the full truth. This is Apia Kusia Adomako from Katz. I'm going to read one from an egg producer who we know on this program. Good morning, team. On the egg situation, I have a few points. Number one, Chinese involvement started about 3 to 4 years ago. The Chinese are involved in the following value chains: feed production, additive and medication import, day-old production, egg production, transport and sales of their eggs using vans. 3, the Chinese benefit from economies of scale. Their farms are really large, hence their prices are a bit cheaper. They import most of their inputs themselves. 4, egg prices from my farm are now large 55, medium 50, small 44, nice. Pullet 35. But the market survey shows that what I produce for 55 sells at 65. What I supply at 50 sells at 60. What I supply at 44 is sold at 55. And the pullet I produce at 35 is sold at 45. Our market women are a contributing factor in the high prices in the market. The Chinese involvement over the last years have helped reduce the price of day-old chicks. And chicks are always available on demand compared to those imported day-old chicks. So this is coming from an egg producer we know. Can somebody read a few more of the comments before we see where we're going with that?
So, good morning. They should reduce prices of eggs if there is glut. They should sell the excess crates to school feeding caterers. They want us to buy eggs at 95. These local farmers would rather throw eggs away than give to school children. You didn't add your name. Hi, team. You think the Chinese are innocent? Wait till you find out they are bringing bottled water to sell. They will soon enter every other space and we can't compete. Tech, agribusiness. Bernard, there is a danger pending. No Ghanaian can go and operate in China as they are operating here. Why do you think Trump is trying to reclaim farmlands from the Chinese in America? They will take over poultry and livestock farming and everything soon. Shalom. Bernard and Kako, I am buying a crate of eggs for 70 Ghana cedis here in Tema.
70 plus?
Yeah, man, 70 plus. The Ghanaian seller is always looking for exponential profits, even if it eventually leads to losses. My household of 6 consumes 2 crates of eggs every week. Eric Che. Send that from Adum Estate, Community 25 in Tema. Hello, Citi.
Hello.
I believe the Ghanaian egg producers should reduce the cost to match the market demand. They can do that to cut their losses instead of the blames. Chinese are producing in the same market conditions, hence they have the same cost impact. If their demand is high, these Ghanaian producers would increase the price and tell me it's demand. But now demand is low. They are not reducing it. Something is wrong to me. Maybe the association's approach is not allowing market forces. Kwame sent that from Abukubi. Bernard, please, this reasoning these local producers keep projecting has been an excuse since April when the city strengthened. Farm gate prices have dropped significantly, but the retailers and sellers have refused to reduce prices, yet they are benefiting big time from the farmers. The middlemen are those enjoying making abnormal profits. Farmers and end users are those suffering. Mike, send that from
That's why we are organizing the agri fair. Come and buy directly from the farmers, cut out the middlemen, and make a good saving for your family.
Yeah, that'd be all. Bernard, I'm sure the 45 Ghana cedis are brought by retailers and sold at Ghanaian prices. Okay, Bernard, egg price in my area did not reduce. When the cedi appreciated against the dollar, Ghanaian businessmen and women, they are quick in increasing prices and super slow in reducing prices.
It's not just Ghanaians.
They would rather leave their goods to spoil.
But it's more nuanced than
generally in economics. They say prices are sticky downwards. That's what they say.
Please come to my area in Lashibi. Egg is sold for 70 Ghana cedis per crate.
Hey!
Wow, Lashibi.
Hey!
Okay, the Ghanaian businessman, you say, is greedy. The cost of soybean has markedly reduced due to recent glut. This should make feed for poultry cheaper, making eggs cheaper. Just look at the cost of banku and kenke, which remains the same. The size is the same, the cost is the same, although the cost of maize has markedly reduced.
Ayo.
The Ghanaian economy is mainly run with greed. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning.
One issue is that egg consumption in Ghana is particularly low compared to other parts. Are you sure?
Yes.
Egg consumption in Ghana is low compared to Nigeria?
Yes.
Really?
Read the message.
So, the association should educate the general public on the benefits of eggs.
It's true.
Our population of 33 million, with our population that shouldn't be glad
We should
at
be
all.
eating more eggs.
Okay.
Good morning.
When you buy at wholesale, you get it between 40 to 60 cedis, depending on the size. Now, when it gets to the shop, then the profit is added and you get it at the cost you see on the shelves. Okay?
Let's read the last two or two more before we bring in Sky and Kakra again.
I have never understood this whole glass thing in the current context. We are treating farmers farming like it's a hobby. As a farmer, you are also a businessman or woman. Given everything that has happened, smuggled eggs from Cote d'Ivoire, possible cheaper alternatives from Chinese farms, forex loans they have, etc., etc., I don't understand why they are not selling cheap to offload stocks. Maybe there is something I'm missing out. Wouldn't you rather sell off the stock that's rotten, or you'd sit down and wait for government to help you for products that are going bad every day? As a private business, isn't it mostly your responsibility to ensure the success of your farm? Beat the market price, sell off the stock, and okay. Hi, Citi CBS.
Good morning.
To be very honest, I don't care if the poultry farmers make sales or not. All I care about is how I can feed my family. If I get the egg cheaper, I will buy it. How can you tell me this story? They are producing the same product there in Ghana, and the Chinese are able to sell it cheaper, and Ghana man is always making noise. We just take advantage of ourselves and turn around and blame everyone else but ourselves. See this and that from Tish.
Those were some of your comments. I'll talk to a farmer quickly and then I'll come back in studio. Don't forget, after 9 a.m., we're bringing you a Tech Monday, a very special edition as well.
Sharp.
All right, so who do I have on the line? I have Ali Mohammed, CEO of the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association. Ali, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Bernard.
So Ali,
the team.
I'm fine. So this Chinese matter you are bringing, is it just for Greater Accra? Because last week when I interviewed your colleagues from the Bono region, they were saying that the problem with them was they had cheaper alternatives from Cote d'Ivoire coming in because the CFA was now weaker, and therefore people were bringing eggs from Ivory Coast and the Bono, Doma area eggs were not selling. You seem to be saying that in Accra is because the Chinese are involved in producing eggs. Is that what you're saying?
Bernard, you are right. Even in Accra, the influx of the eggs from our neighboring countries is also a factor. But at the last interview that I had with your colleague, Mr. Sakite, we realize now the influx of the foreign participants, the Indians, what's the name, Ethiopians, the Chinese. Here's the case. I followed the discussion from the newspaper review angle. And your colleagues in the studio, look, we are not looking at the egg as a final product on the table for consumption. We are looking at the value chain that contributes to making or bringing the egg to the table. Look, the Chinese have a certain advantage that we don't have. The Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association, the name sounds Greater Accra, but we are in about 9 regions of the country. Our cost of production actually is very, very high. The Chinese have an advantage of bringing their own input from their own country, from the maize, the soya, the concentrate. And look, we can't compete on that level. But one of the farms that we visited the last time when we are doing this thing to see, the minimum production per day is over 4,000 crates per day. That's only one farm. And if you look at their source of raw material, everything is coming from China directly. And look, our cost, I want to say the cost, the financing cost of input is very, very, very high. Look, when we allow, the Ghanaian is provincial and things, let's look at the value chain.
Okay, where do the Ghanaians get their input from? If you're saying they get their feed and raw materials from China, where do you get yours from?
We source our local materials from locally. We take the maize locally, we take soya locally, everything locally. The last time when I came to the studio at the interview, we want to even start sourcing for our wheat rice brand from our local producers.
So are you saying that the Chinese brings? Hold on. So the Chinese brings the feed from China? Is that what you're saying?
The feed inputs, the maize, the soya, everything is from China. And look, some of these farmers are coming with heavily subsidized financing costs. I can tell you the minimum capital that you need in this agribusiness value chain, Bernard, is not a chicken feed. I can tell you for that. Look, on average, the interest cost to the last window is hovering around 20%. How can you compete with a farmer who is coming from China with maybe maximum around 4-5%? He can compete. It is not about, they are producing the eggs in Ghana, so it's okay. No. Look, some species need to be regulated. Either two, our farmers will go over and they will go out of business.
What is the farm gate? What is the farm gate price you are giving your large eggs for per crate?
After 2 weeks, some of the farm gate price around 45, 40 cedis.
Because people are telling me they are buying eggs at 70, 75. So if your farm gate is 40, hold on.
Yeah.
If your farm gate for that, I'm talking of large. If your farm gate for large is 40, and is this an Accra-based farm?
Yes, within the what I call around Gomo area, maybe that's the central area. That's where some of our large farmers are.
And they are giving farm gate at 40, 45 for large.
45.
If you go to hold on. If you go to Medina, you go to Ashali Botre, you go to Yarifa, you will get final product large egg 75, sometimes 80. So isn't the middleman isn't the middleman also making too much profit? Because if you are giving it to him at 45 and he's selling it at 75 or 80, then maybe the problem is the middleman, not the Chinese matter itself.
Bernard, you are right. You see, the argument is in two fronts. First, the production side. Second, on the consumer, how does the consumer get his egg? Where does the consumer get his egg? You are right. The last time I had an interview with your team in my office, we gave them the empirical evidence to tell them this in the market that our markets are not that regulated that we can say, or maybe, Bernard, I'm a farmer. I leave farm the off-takers take a minimum of 20 going. I'm giving you 47 cities. Before it gets to the market, sometimes it's very difficult to regulate the prices. But we understand how the market queen are refusing to bring prices down. And some of them, they tell you, look, this is our time that we make money. I said, look, and you know, Bernard, there's one thing I want to disclose. Look, these market queens, they bear the less risk or no risk. What did they do? They don't buy these eggs with cash. They take them on credit. So the farmer is at their beck and call. You come back in 2 weeks' time. Oh, you, Manton. They take it from the farm gate price. They don't give you the money.
Okay.
They sell it for the return the money.
So why can't you, the farmers, come together and cut out the market queens? Can't you, for example, as an association, supply eggs directly to hotels, chop bars, and to markets without using market queens, if they are such a big problem?
We can. Look, as at the last council meeting, we wanted to create some satellite markets within Accra. Saturday, Sunday, with the defined time, we will run the advert. We will run the advert through your medium because Citi FM has become the mouthpiece for farmers. We want to run this thing for every Saturday, Sunday. Look.
Okay, before you continue, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have a big agri fair at Ifua Sutherland.
We have already registered, and with the last time we participated, this time
I just want to know, will you give, what price are you giving? I hope you're not coming to give 70 per crate.
No.
What are you giving us? What crate level are you giving us? Because we are complaining about market queens. If you are giving your farm gate at 40, I'm not saying come and sell at 40, but I obviously don't expect you to come and sell at 60 or above when you come to the program.
No egg will be sold at 60. I'm telling you, the highest will get around 45, 47 cities per crate.
You are sure?
Very, very sure.
So
very,
as a long-term solution, what are you proposing to government? Is it to make the feed cheaper? Is it to create markets so that producers don't have to go through market queens? What is the sustainable way of letting Ghanaians enjoy this 40, 45 or even 50 instead of paying 70 to 90? That's what I'm paying in Accra.
Yes, maybe, but what we can appeal to government is to try and make the input cost a bit lower. Yes, you know, our local producers of maize up north, they borrow from the banks to produce the maize, the same as soya and other additives. And it's all about the input cost. Getting the finance cost right, everything will come down. Yes, everything will come down. But on the wet go, it will be very difficult for us to compete with these foreign farmers. It will be very difficult. Very, very difficult.
All right, so how big are their farms compared to yours?
Yes, I told you, one of the farms, the minimum egg production per day is more than 4,000 crates.
What is the average size of a Ghanaian central region-based poultry farmer's size?
You can get 20,000, 10,000 birds, but the highest around 60,000 birds. But these people are having about 100,000 birds per farm. You know, Mr. Able, you know the average cost. When you have a large farm like that, your average per unit cost will come down.
So why can't the Ghanaian farmers come together so that they can? So maybe you can have, instead of Ali Mohammed Farm, you can have Western Greater Accra Farmers Association. If you put yours together, aggregation, you can also be bigger than the Chinese. Or incoming for one man no chop matter.
But you know, you are right. But maybe we'll get there one day. But the number that we are talking about from our members, if you aggregate per day production, we will also get it's that number. But I'm looking at only one farm here, only one farm. But these are people who are coming with certain technology which are very superior, coming with some financing arrangement from their countries that we can never get here. If you are looking at only the pricing for the final consumer, I'm sure one day what we call the local masa and fruit, the Chinese will overtake. They will take it and say, "Oh, we are getting at a cheaper rate." That was the thing. But it doesn't work that way. We want to create the value chain from the farmer to the producing of the birds, to the production of eggs, and the production of the meat as well. It's a value chain analysis that we are doing. not only the final product that comes to the table.
Thank you for your time and your insights. Ali Mohammed is the president of Greater Accra Association of Poultry Farmers. He will be at the Agri Fair on Friday. He says you will get maximum 45 for a crate.
Yay!
Imagine if we had a system of adding value to eggs, so that beyond just buying the raw egg, you can create a certain powder or something that we can use in the lean season. That would be really great. Has your position changed after listening to him, or it has been further strengthened? And I also want your view as we move to the next point.
So my position hasn't changed, and if you listen to Mr. Aliu, and in fact some of the messages, they make the point that there's too much burden or expectation on the indigenous Ghanaian producer or farmer of eggs and what have you. Okay, a lot of people are hinting at the obvious, the markup business by the middlemen.
Correct.
Okay, and that is where the gap in terms of regulation is exposed.
Yeah.
We understand that the farmers are producing eggs going for what, 45, 50 Ghana cedis, the large eggs per crate.
Yeah.
Then you come to the supermarket and you are buying it 60, 70, 80.
Somebody even says buying at 90 at Oyarifa.
Somebody claims they are buying at 90 Ghana cedis
Another
at
says
Oyarifa.
the poultry farm is just across his house, but he buys at 70.
Caleb, hold on. The point is that so you see that interrogates our complaints that the poultry farmers are selling eggs for high prices. When you interrogate it, they are not. It means they are even doing magic in this high cost of operation and generally high cost of doing business in Ghana. They are still giving you reasonable pricing. Now, upon interrogation, we discover that the challenge is really or largely the markup business being run by the middlemen and women. Okay, so then there must be regulation. How are we going to regulate what the middlemen and women are doing? He cited the example that they can bring your crates back to you and say, your egg crates back to you and say, we didn't sell. Nana's Rice, when you spoke to him, made the same point about the distribution challenges, that your rice will come back because the turnaround for the imported rice it makes them more money and they won't sell yours same. So the challenge is that we need regulation to address the fundamental problem as has emerged, which is, and most of us have always known, which is the markup business, because it's a whole business model that people run. It's a whole business, somebody's entire business. You know, the typical kotobeton mentality. Perhaps
for Ghana, profit is mikoton at this price, and then they put a big markup on it.
And they put a big markup on it, and that creates a burden for the producer. I think that moving forward, policymakers and stakeholders must push for a shift from or deviation from the kotobeton mentality
I have for you guys is,
to the produce and sell mentality.
This middleman thing has been with us for a long time, and we've not been able to break it down. Could there be that they are so powerful that they are even connected to the political elite? Because they behave like cartels, right? And look at the way the man described it. If what the man is saying is true, it's a market distorting activity. And we've seen from Agri-Fair that indeed, when farmers come and sell directly to consumers, it's not as expensive. We do understand the role of market queens in the sense that sometimes they pre-finance the production and they bear the risk of transporting and storing. But I feel like if a government is really interested in making food available and accessible and affordable, you can't spend all your time just providing inputs. You must be interested in saying, for example, cold storage. If I produce tomatoes or some fresh vegetables, how does the farmer or the market have access to it in a way that doesn't destroy it? How do I transport it so that the price doesn't go up? I think the government should now start thinking beyond production into the availability of transportation and markets, because the objective of increasing production is for people to get at a cheaper price, and it's not happening.
I like the mix of the competition we are seeing from the Chinese. It means that our government will have to sit up, because household incomes remain the same and people will make choices based on what will work for them. By all means, we have dedicated our time to encourage Ghanaians that, look, let's put our money where our mouth is, because our people are creating jobs for our people. So when we buy, life goes on and on and all of that. Earlier, my worry with the story was the fact that the Greater Accra poultry farmer, sought to pitch this poultry thing with galamsey and all of that. For crying out loud, if Chinese come here and they they are into poultry, even if they don't employ Ghanaians, the stuff is produced here. And you see, there is a long chain of migrant families who have moved in here, who have naturalized, who are in sectors that are helping the economy. So let's not be too quick to say, oh, the Chinese are getting into poultry. That's fine. What are they doing that we can learn and get better with? It's something for the government to also look into and say, okay, what are our people doing and how can we help make them more profitable with all the competition? Look, every year, government, every month, every other time, government officials are moving around the world calling people that, oh, Ghana is open for business. Come, let's do business.
Yeah,
come and invest in this. Come and here.
You see,
let me finish.
But come and invest in something.
Come and invest.
It's okay.
Not crowd out.
Yes, but in the poultry industry, I have checked our statutes and our rules. I've not seen anything that bars any foreigner from going into poultry.
They are doing fish
let's nuance it a bit. Let's nuance it a bit. The GIPC Act allows for investment, whether you are joining a Ghanaian or you are coming as a foreigner.
There used to be a 1 million limit. Now they want to remove it.
So
they can enter more.
That's the
areas.
minimum capital requirement.
So,
they can enter more areas, but the question is about regulating what they do. Are we limiting and indeed, we should be looking at partnering the Chinese to learn what they are doing better.
Absolutely.
But are we regulating how they are doing their production? Are they producing just for export? Are they also going to supply locally? If they are, then that must be regulated in a way that it doesn't crowd out the local producers.
100%.
That is really the concern.
I think guys, this is not an argument. Both truths can coexist.
Yes.
You're saying if the Chinese are coming in or whoever is coming in, they must regulate it so it doesn't crowd out. Correct. Caleb is also saying that even if you do that, there are still things they do that you can learn because they may have some better practices that makes them more productive. You can also learn.
And I made that point as well, that we must consider partnering with the Chinese to learn from them.
Both of you are right. We don't have to always have a winner. Both of you are winners. Are you looking for quality, durable, and reliable parts for your Toyota Hino trucks or Lexus? Look no further. Take advantage of Toyota Ghana's spare parts promo from November to December with discounts of 50% and more on selected items, including complete engines, gearboxes, suspension, electrical and air conditioning parts, and more. Stocks are limited. Terms and conditions apply at Toyota Ghana. We've got you covered. Get genuine spare parts that keep your vehicle performing at its best. Call Toyota Ghana on 0302-429-80125 for more information. Drive smart, save smart. Choose Toyota Ghana Limited. Ghana drives Toyota. Next time you fly with a family from Accra, why don't you fly better with Emirates? Everything's taken care of. Your over 250 dedicated kids and family channels from CBBS and Nickelodeon to the Disney classics. It's non-stop fun all the way for little explorers with free toys like new cuddly friends or cool activity parks. You get so much more with Emirates. We do flexibility and convenience to over 150 destinations within the Emirates Global Network. Find out more at emirates.com. Christmas in Ghana is always a blast. The family gatherings, the joy, love that comes and hits just right. The warmth, the laughter, and all of those nice things. Well, there's something for everyone with Go TV, making time for more excitement on your television set. For example, Aquaba Magic is there for you with shows like Masasi and Apofi. And for the kids, there's more to be enjoyed with Paw Patrol and the SpongeBob SquarePants team. And for football lovers, nothing beats the thrill of watching all the mouth-watering clashes from the big leagues on Super Sport. So, Go TV is truly your happy place. Pay your subscription today. Dial star 759# to stay connected and enjoy non-stop entertainment. It's a November 1st discount promo indeed at Roberts & Sons Optical. Visit any of our branches this November from 18th to the 29th. For a 20% discount on complete purchases of lenses and frames. Our varieties of unbeatable frames and lenses are available at our branches in Adenta, Weja, Adabraka, Osu, Dankwa Circle, East Legon, Roman Ridge, Tema Community 6, Kofredia, and in Kumasi. Call 050-151-9111 for more information. Don't miss out on this November 1st discount. Roberts & Sons Optical, seeing is believing. The biggest gathering of your prestigious Ghana Energy Awards is happening live Friday, November 28, Labadi Beach Hotel, 6:30 p.m. on the theme, Repositioning the Energy Sector as a Pillar of National Development. Special guest, Dr. John Adulai Jinapo, Minister for Energy and Green Transitions. For tickets and sponsorship to the Energy Awards, call 030-394-0300. And Ghana Energy Awards is redefining excellence. You know that ABSA helps students and young professionals ignite their financial journey. With ABSA Ignition Account, you get tailored banking, digital convenience, and lifestyle benefits. At ABSA, we see your ambition and support your growth. ABSA Ignition Account makes starting out simple, secure, and rewarding. For more information, visit the nearest ABSA branch or our website, absa.com.gh, or speak to your relationship manager. Your story matters. ABSA.
If you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. It's available at a local store near you. Call 0550-032-231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. Now listen, if your organization you collect and use information of people in line of work, their name, number, listen up, you might be doing the wrong things. Whether you're a big company or a small one, you must respect people's rights to privacy. Register and be certified by the Data Protection Commission of Ghana. That's the law. You'll receive training and advice and guidance on how to do things right. So register your company or business and let's teach you. Dataprotection.org.gh is where to visit and register. Call 0256-301-533. Privacy is the responsibility of everyone. Remember, privacy is personal. So when you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. Diamond 42.5 R grade cement is the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. We've done this since the year 2000. We've been rated green by the EPA. We have the 32.5 R grade cement, great value for everyone. Deal with us directly if you want to buy cement, okay? We are across the country, but our factories are in Aflao, Takrady, and Buepe. We'd like to hear from you. 0244-313-368. Diamond cement is still as hard as a diamond. Now, to all you young entrepreneurs, women building sustainable, something remarkable, running SMEs ready to expand across borders, we are inviting you to the Accra International Conference Center from the 4th to the 6th of February 2026 for the 3-day Africa Prosperity Dialogues happening in 2026. It will be accompanied by the Project Afrique exhibition, and the event will culminate with the Africa Prosperity Champions Awards and Gala Dinner at Kempinski Hotel on 6th February. We're bringing together leading investors, accessing real funding, and then we will learn how to trade across Africa's market of 1.5 billion consumers. Call us on 0536-098-325. AfricaProsperityNetwork.com is where to visit to register.
Let me say happy birthday to my good friend Saint Do Tamaklo. Wherever you're listening from, have a fantastic day. This is from myself and also from your friend Prince Akbese. When we come back, we'll be taking you into EdTech Monday, and today we're discussing bridging the gap, EdTech solutions for rural education. And my guests are Dr. Munawaru Ishak, who is the Deputy DG for Quality and Access at GES, and Professor Peace Ngozi Ogbogbo, who is the Associate Professor of Applied Mathematics, University of Ghana. We're looking at the barriers rural schools face in accessing EdTech and how we can use effective teaching strategies to integrate technology in under-resourced communities. So EdTech Monday is brought to you in partnership with MasterCard Foundation and MEST Africa. As the last Monday of every month, it's at 9:05 on the Citi Breakfast Show. Also on Channel 1 Television as well. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The Kakamutobi come out in the festive season, and they are as scary as our bills. But we don't want to miss out on parties, family, and festivals. Whether you say Akwaba, Maraba, Wezo, or Obake, EcoBank says tap into vibes in the 5-star enjoyment promo. Be one of 10,000 lucky winners when you deposit multiples of 400 Ghana cedis or take a loan in multiples of 4,000 Ghana cedis to win up to 1.5 million Ghana cedis in cash and prizes. 1-year insurance cover, gift vouchers, and more. That's not all. Use your EcoBank card, mobile app, USSD, or POS to transact and enjoy up to 15% discount. Tap into vibes with EcoBank. T's and C's apply. Bill shouldn't scare you. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
EcoBank will never call or text asking you to verify sensitive information like your PIN, Ghana card, or bank card information. Pay better attention to details.
First impressions matter. Make yours unforgettable with the irresistible scent of Princess Body Mist and Roll-On. Designed for every lady who wants to leave a lasting impression wherever she goes. And for our gentlemen, there is Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Elevate your presence with a confident, masculine fragrance that keeps you dry and fresh all day. Because your fragrance should speak before you do, use Princess Body Mist and Roll-On and Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Your daily essentials for smelling good from dawn till dusk. Princess and Style Up. Smell good and feel great together. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for a university that truly sets you apart? Academic City University Accra offers world-class undergraduate degree programs in engineering, business, informatics, and communication arts. And that's not all. Now introducing master's degrees designed to equip you with industry-relevant skills and global leadership capabilities. Study on a modern campus, learn from international faculty, and gain hands-on experience that sets you apart in today's job market. With over 15 student ventures launched and graduates thriving in top roles across Ghana and abroad, Academic City University is where future-ready leaders are made. Call now 0262 693 870. That's 0262 693 870. Academic City University, educating future-ready leaders.
Have you imagined buying a house on an interest-free plan and getting a car for free? Well, Afro Arab Properties, best known for building the most affordable quality homes, has hit another milestone of rewards. Are you looking for your dream home today? Afro Arab Properties will definitely show the way. These homes are in 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom options located at Manet Spintex, East Legon Hills, Santor, Ashaliboche, Tema Community 25, Old Ningo, Amasaman, Apollonia, and more. Even better, you have a 5-year payment plan without interest. And the big one, purchase a home from some Afro Arab Properties projects and get an electric car for free. Yes, an electric car that can go 300 kilometers on a full charge. So don't miss this big offer from Afro Arab Properties. Just call 055-175-3231 or 0244-109-133. Terms and conditions apply. Afro Arab Properties. At Afro Arab, everyone can buy a house.
OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it and you really want to eat. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it and there's nothing in the fridge. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM cereals comes in 3 varieties: wheat, oat, and rice.
Hello everyone, I am Sewami here. I love OCM, be it in the morning, afternoon, or evening.
Ready to eat?
This advert is FDA approved.
Sigma, make life easier with Sigma appliances. Yeah. Your excellent go-to choice for Sigma appliances.
This Christmas, from air conditioners, fridges, freezers, TVs, and washing machines to small appliances, Sigma has them all. And now, beginning January 2026, for every Sigma appliance you purchase, you will be donating towards bettering technical vocation education training in Ghana. Visit Platinum Impex on the Sprinters Road behind Okadeco for wholesale, or find Sigma products at your nearest home appliance shop. Call 0302-801-555 or WhatsApp 0554-666-444 or visit platinumimpex.net. Sigma Appliances, create possibilities.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like Jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number, or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you are abroad.
One ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more, and the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Welcome to EdTech Monday. This is a platform for education technology discussions, and we have a focus on policymakers, entrepreneurs, and educational ecosystem. Comes your way on the last Monday of every month. This is the November edition, and today we have a very exciting topic: bridging the gap, EdTech solutions for rural education. We'll be right back with our panel and a big discussion on that. Stay with us. There are many ways of assessing quality of education. Access is a big one. Quality is also important. But there's a huge gap, particularly in Ghana, between rural and urban access and also achievement. EdTech Monday today will be delving into using technology in education to bridge that gap. Of course, EdTech Monday is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in collaboration with MEST, and is on Channel 1 television and on the Citi Breakfast Show on Citi FM. So today I have a pair of minds with a very rich background in education to help us think through how to use EdTech to bridge the rural-urban divide. So I have first and foremost a Deputy Director of the Ghana Education Service who is in charge of quality and access, Dr. Munawaru Ishahak. I'll tell you a few things about Doc as the program proceeds. So he, of course, is the Deputy DG for GES, in charge of quality and access. By the MasterCard Foundation in collaboration with MEST, economics degree and is on Channel 1 television and on the Citi Breakfast Show on Citi FM. So today I have a pair of minds with a very rich background in education to help us think through how to use EdTech to bridge the rural-urban divide. So I have first and foremost a Deputy Director of the Ghana Education Service who is in charge of quality and access, Dr. Munawaru Ishahak. I'll tell you a few things about Doc as the program proceeds. So he, of course, is the Deputy DG for GES, in charge of quality and access. He has a Doctor of Economics degree from the Atlantic University, Honolulu, Hawaii, with a PhD in Social Administration from the University for Development Studies in Ghana. He also has an MPhil in Education Planning and a B.Ed in Psychology with Economics from the University of Cape Coast. Very interesting background. He attended the Nusrat Ahmadiyya College of Education, WA, where he had his post-secondary certificate A, before continuing in his journey. He was the Municipal Director of Education for Savelugu many years ago, and was also at one point the headmaster of Salaga T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School. His role in this current GES position brings extensive academic and professional credentials, and is committed to strengthening the educational system, fostering partnerships between public and private sectors as well. Through his dual roles in public and private sector, he has become a recognized voice in educational leadership and development. Dr. Munawaru Ishaq, good to have you.
Thank you very much.
I've been looking forward to interviewing you for a long time, and EdTech has brought you.
Yes, please. So, I'm grateful that EdTech has brought me.
Finally, also very privileged to have, for the first time on Channel 1 and also on the first time for the EdTech Monday series, Professor Chisara Peace Ngozi Ogbogbo. She is an associate professor of applied mathematics at the Department of Math, School of Physical and Mathematical Sciences, the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, University of Ghana, Legon. With a distinguished academic career, Professor Ogbogbo specializes in applied mathematics, contributing to both teaching and research in areas that advance scientific knowledge and practical problem solving. At the University of Ghana, she plays a significant and pivotal role in mentoring students, driving innovation and mathematical sciences, and promoting interdisciplinary collaboration across the sciences. She's committed to higher education, advancing mathematics as a tool for national development, and fostering and training and mentoring the next generation of scholars and researchers. Professor Ngozi Ogbobo, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Amazing. So today we're delving into a very, very important subject. We want to start with the barriers. And Doc, because of your background, started school in Wa, you headed education, Tia Ahmadiyya in, is it Savelugu? Salaga. So you have the whole shebang. What are the biggest barriers rural schools face in accessing education generally and EdTech in particular?
Thank you very much. And I'm grateful to MEST and Channel 1 TV,
of course,
for this opportunity. The barriers to access begin with infrastructure. We begin talking, when we are talking about technology, before we get there, let me give a scenario that the last municipality I headed, when I showed the statistics, the municipal chief executive was looking into my face. We are talking about 40% availability of furniture and 60% non-availability.
Wow.
And people are looking for places to sit down, let alone talking about having electricity. I take this opportunity to bring this out, that I was in lights out in Savelugu for 9 solid months, the whole office for 9 months.
No light?
No lights. And so sometimes we had to go out either to assembly for access, or we had to go to Savelugu Senior High School to get support because of non-payment of lights.
Wow.
In that case, how do you wonder what happened at the basic schools?
So electricity is a big issue for particularly the basic schools. When it comes to the senior high schools, it's about regularity. In fact, when I went to Eastern Region last week, they were pleading with me that prepaid is coming. And if prepaid comes, so many tons will run down. And so, as people who are privileged to be part of, we are implementing, but we are privileged to be part of those who make the policy. We have to look at electricity. Worst of all, the rural areas are heavily hit. When you go to a school and there are a few tabletop computers, desktops, and more than half of them are gathering dust because they were donated. And they are donated, they don't have the resources to maintain them to even last as long because the ventilation that is needed, not even the temperature. You're talking about they needing air conditioning, but I'm talking about ventilation. That should be enough to make the computers healthy. Before we come to talk about the connectivity, where a place that lights can go off frequently, it also disrupts any connection that you have, including internet service. We had the opportunity of government giving us some network at the district and some senior high schools. But because of lights off, it disrupted everything, even at the district level. And so the issue about poverty is an issue that shows its ugly head when it comes to the ability for people to hold meaningful phones that they can use to take advantage of technology. It's a critical area. I know there are issues or suggestions that we can come with. Secondary education improvement projects, while I was at the secondary school, had to bring in this iBox to see whether it can help to put materials on the system so that children with some few computers that we were able to procure, the children can learn those things. We are also still having a policy barrier as to whether senior high school, let alone junior high school students can hold phones. We have reached a point where we are reaching 30% of the argument or the debate around the use of technology.
Wow.
When you make the tablets available to the children, it means we are beginning to agree that there's a point where children can use phones, children can use tablets. But it's still 30% of the argument, because much of the time it is not going to be with them. The time it is with them, what can they use it for is the other argument, which would need to all be calculated into whether we are benefiting from technology or not.
So listening to you, we haven't even delved in technology, but there are many issues. Infrastructure, furniture, power, before devices.
That's right.
Right. So every EdTech discussion must take into cognizance these issues.
Yes, please.
That you cannot devise an EdTech solution without looking at the rural context.
Yes, please.
And because you work in typically poor communities. So which means that for you, we must deal with some basics before we even get into the issue of devices. If I don't have a desk to sit on, I don't have electricity, I can't even use a phone, right? Because if I don't have electricity, how can I even have internet?
That's right.
So you're saying we need to delve with the basics first before we talk about EdTech, correct?
When we talk about inclusiveness, generally people run to special education. But inclusivity is an angle of access.
Okay.
In my own language, if you look at access as only physical and material things, you'll be overlooking the importance of inclusion. And so the aspect that will let everybody to be involved.
Technology can answer that. If you reach a point where you invite, app developers, solution providers, that will look at
the situation and ensure that one device can stand in to resolve a number of issues, and also not depend on network, but offline. A lot of people can use, we are able to use shortcode, which is that once you have average network to even send SMS, it is able to answer certain questions. What Momo is able to do is evidence of an important solution that technology has provided for the financial space.
Wow.
The last time, I'm a conservative, to be very frank, in changing. But last week, when I transferred money from my account into my Momo, I was excited by a loan. I was so excited because of fraud and other things. I don't easily change. Even myself, who is teaching technology, I become afraid. But when my banker told me we have done it, I left it there. Then last week, I gathered courage to do some letters. I said, wow.
So from your own bank account to your phone, you were able to bank yourself?
I was able to bank. And that means I have savings account. So I can do the 3 things depending on my situation. I can take part of my salary and see whether if I force it into,
if I
move it from my current account to my Momo.
If I don't know how to send the 2 direct, but I can bring it to Momo and send it to the savings to account.
In your house?
Even as I sit here, if you allow me. So that is what the financial, and luckily, I'm grateful to the president, and through the Honorable Minister for Education, he assigned me to represent the ministry.
Wonderful.
And they explain telemedicine, and they are working hard to see how they can take full advantage of it in resolving our health situations. It is the same thing. One of the biggest platforms we have in our country, and I know in every country, is education. So if you don't get that right, so even the examples we have in local solution on Momo and our own people working with telemedicine, then there is hope that we can develop a solution that will bridge the gap between the rural and urban areas.
Thank you so much for those insights. Of course, he's coming from basic and secondary, GES. You are the professor from the university. So from a higher education perspective, how can universities support innovation for rural learners?
Okay, so thank you for the question. And I know that when you say innovation for rural learners, we are coming from the EdTech thing, tech
Yes.
education,
Yes.
basically. And I want to say that universities, the purpose and big objective of universities is to train, to impart knowledge and shape minds, basically for nation building,
Yeah.
for development of the country, where it finds itself, it wants to contribute. So, yes, and we all know that the world we live in now is a digital, led one. So, if people in the rural areas are left out, then it's as if they are not part of the globe, basically. So, there's really a need to carry the technology to them somehow. They need to be part of what is going on. They need to be part of the world because they're actually part of the world. So, having said that, the issue of the rural-urban migration is another thing that governments have been trying to deal with. So, it's a great thought that people at the rural end should not be left out, because that would actually reduce this rural-urban migration. Because if you are right there in the rural communities and you can do basically what Doc is saying, you can do all your own transactions, you have digital skills to do your stuff, then you may not be in a hurry to jump to Accra, So, and what can the universities do to help? The universities can develop the curriculum, various curricula around the EdTech thing, that can be, they can partner with the communities, and deliver it. So, yes, development of the curricula is one thing the university can do. Then the university can also help with the infrastructure, and then use their knowledgeable minds to deliver, to teach. Because, one thing is to have the gadgets and the infrastructure and the computers or whatever. Someone needs to, show the rural dwellers how it should be used. So the university can actually also provide their knowledgeable human resources to assist with this. Then talking about grants, sometimes universities have access to grants. So they can also have scholarships and endowments that would be based in some of these rural communities, where some of the rural children who are apt, some children are very curious, they can pick up things, so they could get some of these scholarships, and then they'll be trained right from where they are, somehow using the grants that the university can get. There's a whole lot, The university can also partner with non-governmental organizations, big players in the industry, MasterCard, Google, all of those, yes, they can partner with them to do this, because maybe they are already interested in this, and so the university can partner with them to have more robust outcomes from the effort. So yes, a whole lot that the university can, even the policy thing that Doc is talking about. The university has always been known to be a big policy leader. So they can also lend their voice, to shape policy, so that the people at the rural end over there are not left out in what is happening in the digital space.
So there's a lot you can do in
a
the
whole lot.
field: curriculum development, infrastructure, human resource, grants, and partnerships. Let's go to the streets and hear from industry people what they make of this rural-urban divide and how education technology can help bridge it.
The biggest challenge rural schools face in adapting EdTech, I would say, is the mindset, because most schools administration find it difficult to adapt because they are used to the old ways of doing things, handling administration and then the teaching. So when a new product or a new tech is introduced into the system, they find it difficult to adapt to it and also to avail themselves to learn. Tools and workshops that help bridge the gap between teachers and students, I would go for quality and high training for teachers. So Teachers Association should help teachers in the rural area have continuous training, where that they are able to integrate the tech and AI into their teaching materials, which makes it much easier. And they're also able to accelerate the tech tools. Most times they are finding it difficult to know how to operate it. So with that, they are not able to know how to go about their things, especially when they have to do assessment or attendance or even their lesson plans. One key step I would suggest EdTech make accessible is partnering with NGOs and private sectors. So with NGOs are able to reach the rural part of Ghana much faster. Partnering with them, we are able to get more information, more data from them, and also build the trust between the schools and we, the EdTech companies, making them very open to give us their data, to work with them hand in hand, and to also give them much training to be able to operate with whatever they are doing. Not everybody is able to access a laptop, but a phone is accessible everywhere. So with Nikasamo technology, we have a phone-based system where you can use it wherever you are, anytime and anywhere.
I think technology can improve access to education in the rural areas by making resources available for players within the rural space, children, and people in secondary cycle education, and even in tertiary, making resources available digitally. So if you have lectures recorded where students who are unable to travel to the urban areas can access these in the form of teaching and also learning, I think it plays a really good role for them to access educational materials. Another thing that I think technology can do to improve access is also the institution of ICT centers in rural areas where children can go and have the opportunity to use computers, right? In the rural areas, they may not have a laptop or a computer to one person, but if we have ICT centers, students can go there and have these resources, also access the internet for their benefit. So an EdTech product that I think is making an impact in rural education will be Meta School AI. So they record all the lectures within the GES curriculum for primary school and secondary school for students across the country, anywhere in Ghana, to access the learning materials. I think this is very revolutionary because students within rural areas who may not be able to gain access to second cycle institutions can use this to prepare ahead of time and before they access. And for those who access but are also lacking in certain materials like textbooks and all of that, can use this platform to also learn and be abreast with the standards of teaching and what is required for them to access assessments. The biggest barrier to adopting the usage of EdTech in rural areas, I think, is access to electricity and internet. And for some rural areas, they do not have electricity. And so even if there's an opportunity for them to use technology, they cannot charge their devices, right, to be able to access them. Others also do not have access to internet. So if they're supposed to take an assessment online, right, you've done teaching and learning using devices that are available to you, and you're supposed to take an assessment online and there's no internet there, how do you do it? For certain areas, they have solar-powered tablets that are able to watch videos on and learn. But if you're supposed to take an assessment, then you need internet. But if there's no internet in certain rural areas, then that is also a blockade in the roadmap to accessing education for people in the rural areas. My recommendation to policymakers to consider is partnerships that will help champion or help send electricity access and internet access to the rural areas. I know that governments globally are trying the best that they can, but this is a necessary step to be able to send EdTech or make sure that EdTech reaches those populations and make the impact that it's supposed to make. So partnerships to be able to send electricity and internet to the rural areas to take advantage of EdTech.
I believe technology can help improve access to education for in rural areas by increasing the body of knowledge for these children, what they're taught in the textbook, but they will get to know more of what is happening out there and their knowledge will be expanded. The biggest barrier I see is access to power or electricity. because a lot of these children in rural areas, they come from very interior areas. So you find that some of these interior areas are not connected to the national grids of their countries. Therefore, when they don't have power, then they're not able to access EdTech in one way or another. Even if they have gadgets, how are they going to charge those gadgets so that they can access educational materials using their gadgets? So I think access to power is an issue in these rural areas, especially those that are very interior. And if they get access to power, then access to EdTech or technology for educational purposes is made just a bit easier. I don't think current teacher training programs prepare educators adequately, because what I learned, especially this week during this ADEA conference, is that someone mentioned that a lot of teachers use textbooks as a Bible. So the education curriculum in Africa is very textbook based, and the moment you step away from the textbook, then you lose the educators. So there's need to diversify how teachers are being trained so that they can become even better trainers or instructors to children. And this will involve incorporating technology in their training as teachers. One recommendation for the policy makers would be, I think they should make it mandatory for teachers to incorporate technology in their training, and not just the normal technology, learning how to use a computer, which is good, but they should also look at the emerging trends, the changing times, and try to move with the times. Incorporate that. There's data science. They can incorporate an aspect of that. There's AI. They can incorporate an aspect of that, because we are preparing these children for a modern world that will need them to have these skills. So if we equip the teachers, or if we put in place measures and implement policies that ensure teachers are equipped with these modern skills, then they will pass them on to the children that they are teaching, and we will move forward, and we'll even see better and quality education in our continent, Africa.
So those were some voices from the EdTech market speaking about bridging the gap using education technology. Don't forget, EdTech Monday is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with MEST Africa. And this is part of MasterCard Foundation's Young Africa Works program. And this is the November edition, looking at bridging the rural-urban divide in education using education technology. My guests are Dr. Munawaru Ishahak, who is the Deputy DG for Quality and Access Ghana Education Service, and Professor Chisara Peace Ngozi Ogbogbo, who is an Associate Professor of Applied Math, University of Ghana, Legon. Let me come back to Doc. So let's talk about policies and frameworks, right? What policies and frameworks are being advanced to bridge the digital divide for rural education?
Governments, for some time now, have reflected, and based on the international involvement, we also have our own policies. Our education sector strategic plan is for 2018 to 2030 currently is an important area. Government, since 2015, developed an ICT policy, which looks into and allows various contributors and set up a framework that also allows private participation in the EdTech space. Because whatever that is not allowed by our law, then it means there will be no space for it. And so government has anticipated this, and the law, they are working hard to update it to ensure that it carries all the angles that come with it. Partners, private partners that can come in to provide solutions. Then we'll review them. The implementers will review the, suggestions and solutions that will be provided alongside our public space. Then we'll work together to ensure. For instance, we had a delegation from Kenya, and we had a project that we are trying to work with, the Respect Project. It is going to be managed by the Ghana Education Service. The server will be with us. We will allow private persons to provide solutions, because the radio station is an example of what can reach the poor man's home. The TV is a moderate source that can reach so many people, because I know how, I'm not a sports fan, but I follow you in your debates. As you do the discussion. Along the roadside, we see how people gather around TV stations.
Yeah.
That should tell you that the classroom situation is there, all right. But beyond the classroom, if government allows that space from the policies that we develop with administrative guidelines, we will be able to get so many people to benefit from the technology that will be available. We can learn from how radio station and TV are able to reach so many people, regardless their, resource situation, to allow private participation. This Respect project says that the Respect platform is not going to be a competitor in designing websites, in designing solutions. It's just that we will verify whether you meet a standard. One, you provide free access to your program. But as people are going through it, it will generate some data. The resource will generate, like those who even do blog. I'm not an expert in it, but the point I'm making is that you do it as if it's free, you throw it out. As people run it, it generates resources. The Respect project will distribute to all those who contribute onto the platform. The policy has also allowed private participation. So what it means is that we are reaching out to the telcos to say that, please cut down on your data, reduce the charges on internet. For us to benefit, I have a professor here who takes economics alongside, which people take serious, but that is an aside for her. The elastic demand that will come, that telecom, whether MTN or Telecel, those who showed up on the program, you reduce your data, you create space for, provide broadband, because one of the things that creates a barrier between those that have and those that don't have is whether they have broadband that they can use to operate. So we work with them to reduce. As so many people come onto the platform, the little resources that will be, finances that will be generated will be large enough for all participants on that platform. So you have private participation, which is also allowed in our policy. And so those are the comments I want to make.
I love it. So there's an ICT policy, encourages private sector participation, and then you give a case study of the Respect project.
That's right.
And then you use the media as an example that because of the reach and the penetration of media, a lot of the government can use that to bridge the gap. And I think during COVID, the government tried this, where some content was put on television, and then also there were offline devices as well as that. Let me come to the mathematician. So what innovative or STEM-focused interventions could empower rural learners?
Okay, so thank you for that, because like you had mentioned in my introduction, I'm big on STEM, especially the math component of it. So establishing STEM schools, I think the government should try and be intentional about taking the STEM schools to the rural areas. I think it's easier to establish those kind of things in Accra or the urban areas, but government should decide that a certain number of the STEM schools would go to the rural areas. And they can start from there. And you find out that the children will also benefit from the STEM schools. And then there'll be a level playing ground for everybody, you know. So that's one. Then projects like the M in the STEM project, which are initiated as head of Maths department in the University of Ghana. And I lead that project.
Okay.
It's for girls. Okay. So it's something that we could do a bit similar to what I'm doing with this project. So it's a kind of teaching and mentorship project where girls from not very highbrow schools, so it's beginning to look like the rural thing, because my target is not the highbrow schools. They already have what they need. So the not very highbrow school girls are brought to us in the Department of Mathematics. So they are with us for 2 weeks. We teach, we expose them to applications of mathematics. We show them math games, and we try to make mathematics as interesting as possible to them. So there's a stay-in period when they are with us, and then we roll out the mentorship phase. So the interesting thing about this is that all the mentors for these girls are ladies who finished from the Department of Mathematics, University of Ghana.
Wow.
So some of them have finished the PhD, some of them are master students, and so on. So we allocate each girl to each mentor after they've done the stay-in. And so they are followed up. And we want to see them come into the university to study a STEM course. So there could be an extension of this, because we just have 15 girls. We started this 2 years ago, and we are hoping that it will blossom, it will extend to other regions. Right now, we are just at the periphery of Accra, similar to the rural thing. So we take this, we can expand this. The government can do something like this, a project, you know, that will go right to the rural areas.
But what's the name of the project?
M in the STEM.
M in the STEM,
Project.
the math in the STEM.
Exactly, because the M in the STEM is mathematics. Good. So M in the STEM project for girls.
Amazing.
So when we take it to the rural people, like we are saying, it won't be about girls anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all the rural kids. We roll them on this program. So we can bring them out. So that's the idea. Like these ones, we bring them to the university. They spend just a couple of weeks, and then they go back and we continue mentorship. Okay, so something like that, something similar could happen, where the rural kids are given the opportunity to come out, you know, to somewhere, you know, it could be worked out. So they are gathered somewhere, they are taught. This time around is EdTech purely. It's not basically math like what I'm doing with the M in STEM. So they are taught, and then they go back, and then they are mentored. And that is where the policy on accessibility comes in.
Okay.
For example, the girls' mentorship happens online. So there's now a need to also provide online facilities for these children as they are mentored. And trust me, it's very exciting for them when they can come out, be exposed to certain things, and then they go back and continue being encouraged to stay on board. So I think that is one thing that can be done. Then there's this low-cost you know, STEM kits that are made from, you know, local materials.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be supplied to these children. And trust me, the children in the rural areas are as curious as the ones we have here. So when you provide them with such kits, they would work with it. It doesn't have to be sophisticated gadgets, but, you know, you give them a lead on how to use these things, and they can use it.
Amazing.
Okay.
They
can use it.
This is very interesting indeed. So you are bridging two gaps. You are bridging the gender gap for predominantly urban, but when you extend it to rural areas, also bridging the rural-urban divide using some of these things. Let's talk about partnerships briefly. Doc, you said something about private participation being encouraged in the ICT policy. Talk to me about what other partnerships, whether it's public, private, community-based, are needed to make ethics sustainable.
Thank you very much. The value of partnership need not be stressed in the sense that whether it's between countries or between a country and organization. And the current system, we had an opportunity for us to meet in Bole, Addis Ababa, last 3 months or 4 months. It is to explore the space. And we had roundtable discussions about partnership. That is what brought about the Respect Project. We have the foundation coming from the United States of America. The gentleman worked with Microsoft, and he understands that there is so much you can do using the opportunities that he learned. And he has a representative for Africa, John Kimoto, who actually came around for us to do a discussion as to how the idea of using technology, not reducing learning poverty. How can we answer that question? And so it is to answer the question you have asked today that we need to break the barrier. That is the approach that we all came to. We would having a discussion, in China next week to look at the contribution that China can make. And then some of us will be privileged to be around to see what is it that we can work with those who will listen to us using the UNESCO teacher education platform. And so you have those that are partners and not necessarily NGOs, and those that are NGOs that come in, and then individuals that will come. And then we will see whether if we have the resources that the China government or organization will use to support some of our young people who are coming up. So you are looking at one thing like using one stone to kill many birds, because the young people who are coming up, they are developing these solutions. They are themselves employed, then supporting them to be able to have a bigger platform to practice what they are doing will mean engaging some other young people or experienced hands to come along. And so whether as government to government or the private people, individuals that are coming on, like I said, between Ghana Education Service, TVET Service, and others within the country relating with an organization called the Jim Foundation, Speaks Foundation, coming out with a Respect Project. The aim is to not just come and play and go, but to come and create a platform that individuals and organizations can come and contribute to help us break the barrier between the urban and rural. And the one key thing that is useful about that arrangement is that where you go to do assessment, you can teach along. It can also help us to do our management issues. From one spot, you can monitor. Where you have no data, where there is no network, you can still work with it. And immediately you come into network, it will load the material. So for both teaching and for administration. And so these are the possible areas that we are using partnerships to take advantage of technology.
This is still EdTech Monday, and we are discussing using EdTech to bridge rural-urban divide in access and quality of education. My guests are Dr. Munawaru Ishahak, who is the Deputy DG for Quality and Access, Ghana Education Service, and we have Professor Ngozi Peace Ogbogbo from the University of Ghana. She's an applied mathematician, focuses on the M in STEM, with some very interesting thoughts. We're going back to the streets to hear more on how EdTech can bridge the rural-urban divide in education. Stay with us.
edtech solutions that I believe can work in rural Ghana is low-cost solar devices that has local languages infused in them that could be used in teaching children in rural Ghana. Technologies can help rural students connect to several international opportunities. There are ways where students can actually connect and participate in international events, especially in the education world, where they can join exhibitions and learn about various international universities. There are also opportunities where rural children can participate in different competitions and different international exams, such as the IELTS, the TOEFL, that seem to be part of the requirements that they need to have if they want to explore study abroad opportunities internationally, or should I say globally. There are several lessons that Ghana can learn or embrace edtech in bridging the educational gaps. For me, I feel that if the focus is on the teachers in these rural communities, teachers need to be trained because they are the ones that are able to impact the children. So if we're able to provide them with the needed training and development and the skill and the know-how of using certain technological equipment, they will be able to train the children and bring them up to speed so they can be competitive internationally.
At Meta School AI, we have digitalized the whole curriculum such that students are able to learn from anywhere in video. We have over 7,000 rural learning students on our portal, and what we do to keep and make sure that these students are not left behind is that we go to where they are with our solutions to show them the impact of our solution, and then we're able to get them to sign up. The main challenge we are seeing in terms of distributing our learning solutions to rural areas is access to internet connectivity. So we have to really innovate around this, and one way we are trying to bridge this gap is that we are making our learning content available even through a phone call. Through a phone call, students can call our AI tutors and just talk to our AI tutors just like they are talking to a real human tutor. And this way, we're able to really bridge that gap.
We realized that one of the barriers to the participation of students into these Olympiads is getting access to study materials and resources. So we have our edtech product called the Gifted Platform. It is a platform where students can go on to connect, to compete, and to learn about Olympiads. So yes, that is what we do. We are providing opportunities for students both in the public and the private schools, in underserved communities and urban communities, to be able to get access to resources, to be well prepared for the Olympiads. The biggest barrier to adopting edtech in remote areas has to do with the digital infrastructure in our school systems. Most of the schools and public sectors do not have basic computers and internet connectivity to adapt the implementations of these edtech products. One of the ways that edtech initiatives can be made available to remote areas or underserved areas is by making these initiatives offline, so that people in the rural areas where internet is a challenge will still have access to these resources that we are bringing on board. So one challenge that remote areas or rural schools have that edtech can help solve is accessibility to materials that can be learned at their own pace. Students can take ownership of their own learning in and outside their classroom and be equipped enough to compete on a global scale.
Those are more voices from the EdTech ecosystem. This is EdTech Monday, your November edition with me, Bernard Avle. And today we're thinking through bridging the rural-urban divide using EdTech. My guest, a Deputy Director for Education at GS in charge of Quality and Access, and a Professor of Applied Mathematics. As we round off, Prof, I'm coming to you. What practical solutions do you think the continent of Africa, because of course rural-urban divide is not just a Ghana problem, right? Give me a practical solution you think the continent must prioritize to ensure that rural children are not left behind in the digital learning revolution that we see across the world.
Training of teachers.
Teacher training.
Very important. Because, in fact, the teachers in the rural areas, because the way it is I'm sure in other countries in Africa, like Ghana, like Nigeria, Kenya, and around, most teachers want to stay in the urban areas. They want to be You know, when you send a teacher to the rural area, there's all sorts of complaints and all that. So there has to be targeted training, you know, on the pedagogy of this whole tech thing. The teachers need to be given some short-time training, and it needs to be sponsored. Government has to be intentional. These teachers in the rural areas, we need to teach them also how to handle these things. And trust me, teachers in STEM areas are they could be very innovative. What I was talking about, the kids and so on, when the teachers are given some kind of heads up and extra, you know, training along these lines, they can do a whole lot with the children. So for me, that's a clear path to go. Train the teachers, sponsor this training. Let it not just be part of what they are expected to do. You know, give them some good heads up along the tech education thing, and then we let them go.
Wonderful. So teacher training is critical. You are a trained teacher, and then you've gone through to become a deputy director. So you've seen it all, done that. Do you agree that teacher training must be prioritized across the continent? And what else can you add?
To continue from that point, before I add just one little thing, is that teachers must embrace digital tools and inclusive methods. Because, I mean, at the point of education and no business, it's about integration. We cannot have difference between what people know and what we do. And we need to be able to do that successfully, to think that the knowledge is useful. And what we are saying is that teachers should not only should not only learn and get themselves involved in the use of technology, but to be able to meaningfully integrate it in our education for the benefit of our children. I want to also indicate that our policymakers must fund inclusive technologies and enforce accessibility. If you are running a system that is fair, it is incumbent that you check to see those who are not doing well. And that's the enforcement of accessibility. You cannot keep everybody running at the same momentum. You must make efforts to go behind, to provide support to those who are behind, to be able to catch up. And that is the only way that inclusiveness become a moral obligation on the system.
Big words to end the discussion. Fund inclusive technology, enforce accessibility, come up with meaningful partnerships, train teachers better, prioritize mentoring as part of the solutions, and by all means, do your best to improve the basic infrastructure. They must have access to desks, electricity, and of course, let's use the media to send the message deeper across the country. Those are some insights we gathered from this very exciting edition of the November EdTech Monday, which focused on bridging the rural-urban divide in education using education technology. My guests, Dr. Munawaru Isahak, a Deputy Director General for Quality and Access Ghana Education Service, and Professor Chisera Peace Ngozi Ogbobo, who is an applied mathematician, Associate Professor of Applied Mathematics from the University of Ghana. EdTech Monday is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation. This is part of their Young Africa Works program in partnership with MEST Africa. Thank you so much for watching the November edition. My name is Bernard Avle. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.